YouTube? It's your boy KiteZz here with my lovely, fantabulous wife. It's just Alex.
What's up, peoples?
And we are here with the wonderful Flock. Shout out to the Flock Talk on Twitch. Remember, twitch.tv/thekitez. Go there. That's where you see all the live reactions and live streams. And shout out to everybody that has been popping out to the Twitch. It means a lot to us. And shout out to Sham Bam for the 4 months of a tier 1 sub. Shout out to you. We thank you for your constant support. As you guys can see, I'm turning the Twitch chat on now. What's up, JD Neal? How you doing? So it's been an interesting week, y'all. A lot of pop the balloon stuff happening. School getting back into it. Social media is still on fire as usual. LA been rioting for the past 5 days, but nobody's reporting it. Shout out to the fact that there's still riots going on in LA. And so it has been a very, very interesting week. How do you feel, Alex?
I feel you on the interesting week part. Like, I don't know. You know how people say like life feels like a simulation? I feel like now more than ever, everything that's going on, it does feel like a simulation. Like it's hard to process what your day is going to look like, or what you're going to hear, or what's in the news next, or, you know, what's trending today and then what died yesterday type stuff.
Right. Well, without further ado, Marv, it seems you have something to say, so we'll let you up before we get to the first topic.
Oh man, I was just preemptively raising my hand, because I know it'd be a line, you know. But I'll give my opinion on the episode or something. What it would. I mean, I don't got nothing really that important to say, but you know, that bingo was a stretch, though. That bingo was a stretch. Like, come on now.
Well, okay, so then go ahead and express why you feel.
Okay, so check this out. Because when someone says, right, when I hear what do I bring to the table? What should a woman bring to the table? Right? That is similar to 50-50 in terms of expectations, but I think that's a bit vague, right? Like the topic of expectations, y'all can substitute that out on the bingo card. That's a little bit vague. That's a little bit cheaty. You know, I don't think y'all should be doing it like that, right? Because 50-50 is about like a specific type of expectation, you know, equal share in the relationship, right? In terms of whatever method you think. But when you say, what do I bring to the table? That's like, what do you expect from me just specifically as a person? So I just want to let y'all know that I was a little disappointed at that. I was like, that ain't really no bingo like that. But other than that though, hey, we loving y'all over here on this side, all that trash. I'll wait till the first topic. I'd have to get that out, you know.
Okay.
Be better.
Be better. So he said he personally feels like you guys didn't deserve that bingo on that last pop the balloon, because I can see how he's putting it, but when it comes down to 50-50 and the what do you bring to the table question, they kind of go hand in hand with each other though, because it's like at the end of the day, providing is one of the things that is brought to the table. And so when people, it also depends on what you associate 50-50 with in conversation, because a lot of people feel like 50-50 goes beyond just finances. 50-50 also goes alongside with just everything else that comes with it, whether it be, you know, dealing with the children, dealing with emotion, dealing with, you know, all that other stuff. So it just depends on what you feel like 50-50 is defined. In his standard, then no, it doesn't. But by the standard we took it by, oh, dang. Well, she gave us a she gave us a thing. I'm not about to read all that, but hey, shout out.
You don't have to.
Hey, don't worry. I got it.
Yeah, it's just a difference.
I got it.
We're here with some noise, guys.
All right, so let's get to the meat and potatoes of what we here for. There's no such thing as 50-50. It's an illusion. I agree, but you know, every time I have an opinion, there's gonna be people that disagree with me.
Hey.
So let's get to the meat and potatoes of the conversation. Pop the Balloon, episode 66. It was a men's lineup. A lot of people, you guys, on our Let's channel, a lot of people were complaining that it's like, when we gonna get a men's lineup? We keep getting the women's lineups. The women's lineups are doing bad. We need a men's lineup. When the men's lineup is on there, everything goes better. Everything goes smoother. Well, we had a men's lineup this week. This episode, it was interesting. I think they had 2 matches total for the whole entire event. 2 matches. Yeah. We had Peter. Peter got a match.
Ada.
The dude with the 7-month-old baby mama or baby got a match, and who else got a match? Let's see. Let me see the final result here. Let's see if they show. Yep. Oh wait, I guess Peter didn't give a match. Okay. So these were the last men that were left up there. Unfortunate that they did not get a match, even though I felt like some of these dudes were very good dudes. But some of them, they got susceptible to fate, and it's unfortunate. So I'm gonna go down real quick, and then I'm gonna ask everybody how they feel about it. But Peter was cool. I think Peter frauded up towards the last girl, because he spent that whole thing. He had that whole conversation with Shorty talking about having 10 kids, and he talked about how they're both engineers, so they can both handle 10 kids. But then when Shorty came out and said she wants a man who's financially stable, he gave this whole spiel about, it's about building finances and all that. It's like, you just talked about how you was gonna be able to handle 10 kids. So I don't want to hear that crap. We had dude in the blue, which I feel like, I'm gonna keep harping it. I don't feel like it's very appropriate for you to come on to a dating show with a newborn baby. I'm still gonna always say that. And somebody on YouTube tried to tell me I should stop saying it, and my response is no. I'm going to say what I want on my own platform that God has given me. A lot of y'all, I preach Christian values, and having children out of wedlock and all that other stuff, we not supposed to support that. It happens. We're not going to condemn people, but I'm going to still talk about it. It's not right that we do it. Just like having sex before marriage is something we should not be supporting. It happens, but I'm going to call it out. So at the end of the day, I'm going to keep talking my talk. I don't understand why people can come to the KiteZz channel and tell KiteZz how I'm supposed to have an opinion. No, I'll just block you. I ain't gonna lie. I don't care. Anyway, guy number 3, the newfound Christian. He was cool. He was very cool. I think he had some moments where I kind of like, but he's new in his faith, so we let him rock. Then we had this gentleman right here. He was kind of here. He kind of popped for some stupid reasons. Buddy right here with the African necklace was talking his talk. I think he got a match, talked his talk up out of there, if I remember correctly at the end. Avery was the unfortunate guy that unfortunately he got holed by his outfit. He chose a bad shirt, and it did him no favors, and they was getting Avery up out of there. Every time they got a chance, they got him up out of there, which is unfortunate, because when he finally did talk, Avery had some great answers. Then we had this gentleman right here, the Hispanic fellow. He did a good job too. He didn't get a match, unfortunately. This guy, I think he did get a match, or he almost got a match. And then homeboy right here, I think he almost got a match as well. But yeah, this episode was interesting. All right, Alex, how did you feel about this episode?
Sorry, I was answering a question real fast.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you guys
I'll finish later.
Yeah, if you guys have opinions, go ahead. You guys can start raising your hands. We'll start dragging you guys up there while Alex tells how she felt.
Overall, the episode was okay. I can say, yeah, Avery not getting a match, that it did suck, but it was more so the shirt for him. It was more so the shirt. I do want to address this. what's his name? I believe his name is Aaron. The one next to the one in the blue shirt, one next to Avery
with the brown pants, or
no, the barber. He was the barber, the Hispanic one.
Yeah.
Because I seen some of the comments on our Let's comments saying that people don't like when other races come on the show because of the Netflix thing. Pop the Balloon YouTube and Pop the Balloon Netflix are two different things.
Yep.
They're two different things. I think it was fine. It was cool. I didn't have a problem with it. I actually enjoyed him as a contestant. I wish that, some of the questions, the problem that I'm starting to have with some of the contestants is that they're not asking like
tangible questions.
They're asking very surface level value questions. Like, you really can't get to know a person asking where do you live? Like that's it. Like, you can't really get much off of that. But I did enjoy him on the show. I do think it's okay to integrate other nationalities and stuff like that into the show. I don't see why people make a big fuss about it. As long as they're not disrespecting the platform like how they did in Netflix, I think it's okay. Because everybody date everybody. It's not just an exclusive one all be all type thing. And they've never promoted their show as if only black people were allowed to apply to the show. It's just
black people.
Some people don't.
Dominant factor on the show.
Yeah, that's all that it is.
He's not even the first. Like,
he's not.
He could be mixed, but he's not even the first like non-black person on the show. They've had
plenty of people.
Yeah, there's been plenty of people that are mixed or they're not of African descent on the show already throughout
men and women.
Episode.
Yeah, they have, it's not the majority, obviously, but I don't see a problem with it. And when people say stuff like that, it makes people not want to apply to the show, because the show is not about race, it's about love. So if you make that a key factor all the time, then we ain't getting nowhere with that. The gentleman that's from Mississippi, I enjoyed him. I liked him. I liked all the contestants. They did fraud up in certain ways, like with Peter and my brother in the middle, the third one. And we gave him a lot of grace with him matching with that girl. And we'll give everybody grace, but the one thing I can say is don't try to bend who you are to try to fit somebody else's mold or standards.
Right.
Especially when it comes to your faith. But other than that, it was a decent episode.
All right. Well, let's hear how you guys felt about the episode. Marv, you can go first since you were up here first.
All right. On a more serious note, some things that I noticed. First things first, right? I think it's really, really weird how men come on the show, and y'all can disagree with this. This is just my personal opinion. Long distance wise, men should be more willing to adapt than women, right? Because women are more in touch with their social systems, more in touch with their friends, more in touch with their families. So when Engineer Bro at the left says, "Oh, will you come down to Florida?" Like that seems like a no. You should be willing to go to where the girl is, right? That's just my opinion on that. Another thing is, Engineer Bro, when the dark skinned lady asked him. Or no, when the dark skinned lady said she wanted someone financially stable, she's 24. Engineer Bro said 26, and he's like, oh well, first of all, he's near the same age group as her, right? Only difference is he's a little bit more out of college. He's saying, oh, at your age, you shouldn't be expecting a man to be financially stable. That ain't gonna happen. That to me, that's resentment, right? Because it's not about other men in that group. It's about you, right? So why would you be like, well, other men in your age group, you shouldn't be expecting them to be. She's talking to you, so that lets me think that back in his day, which was like 2 years ago, since he's 26, he might not have been popping, and he had to face that expectation. He resents that. So now he's telling her, right, like, oh, now you gotta, you know, you shouldn't be expecting no financially stable man. Completely inappropriate to say, don't make no sense. I don't like that. Mm-hmm. The religion thing, I don't know why people religiously frauding. That's so weird. You know, just state your religion. You can't believe in all religions but then one. That's dumb. Mm-hmm. And homie in the big guy in the muscle shirt, or, you know, it's the sleeveless shirt. Hey, dudes just need to stop trying to be eccentric when they come on the show. So many guys have got cooked up on that. Mm-hmm. There's gotta be like a more standard you gotta, you know, get with. You know, I get what he was trying, but he stands out based on his body. He was a little bit older than the rest of the guys, and now he got this outfit. He stood out too much, and that's what cooked him in the end. Those are the three major things I noticed from the show, of an 8-month-old baby, which you already spoke on that.
8 month, 7 month, because 8 days later. But no, I agree with him. I do think Avery stood out, unfortunately, in a bad way. If he would have wore a nice shirt, because I was trying to ignore the bell bottoms, but you know, if that's his style, that's his style. I do feel like it hurt him though, because everybody did look a little bit classier than him. That shirt was like the nail in the coffin, because it's like you're a big dude. Some girls love that big dude. They love the big dude, but they love big dudes that carry themselves in a good way. Not saying he's not. That shirt just didn't do him favors the way any other type of shirt could have did. So it just made him look like he had just got done from a walk or something. And he just threw something on, because you're wearing a sleeveless shirt with some bell bottoms and some boots. It's like, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Even if he would have wore like a short sleeve shirt, like the guys on the left and right of him, he would have been fine.
Right. So it just cooked him. But I agree with Mara's points. All right, Mr. Yankee, talk your talk, man.
God bless everybody this Friday evening. Hope everybody had a blessed week. Hope everybody fought a good fight and seen another day, God willing. I agree with all points of this conversation. Avery did not come in dressed to impress, like what the ladies would say, what we started before. This indeed was a solid. I consider this a solid episode. This was a solid episode. A welcome change from what we usually get from previous Pop the Balloons that just go off the rails, and sometimes for the good, sometimes for the bad. Avery didn't come dressed to impress. I understand that, the big guy and stuff like that, and I understand that it does get a little expensive going to stores for big and tall, and there ain't that much. There's only like a few certain brands that cater to the big and tall guy. I'm a big and tall guy. I'm about 6'2", about 305 pounds, actually 350, but who's counting? I feel as though that a lot of people got to put that into account, because things are going up and stuff is high. But that's neither no excuse for him to come in and looking like the way he looked. Focal point that I'll focus on is what's his name? 7-month-old. Yeah, I don't think that's. I think that's just a play thing. I don't even think when they do the reaction or the reunion or whatever the case may be, that I don't even think that they even gonna last. He gonna hit it and quit it. I just got that gut feeling. Big Pete was okay, but I think that this wasn't good to see him come back, but this wasn't his forte as far as this array of women that came on the show. But my man, the barber, yeah, a couple of months ago I asked for, I wanted diversity and more cultures to come in to Pop the Balloon. Why should it be like, how should I put the word? Why should it be more like closed off to other races? And I like diversity. I like diversity, and I like culture, because that culture is the spice of life. You just can't go with the same old and expecting a different result. With diversity, it builds a new result, and on top of that, it's a lot more conversations going, a lot more different aspects to it. And I think that's just childish, because I feel as though that's childish for us and people want just to have it closed off. Because technically, it's like you're closing off one thing, and when other people close off stuff that we want to do that we're not affiliated with, but yet we got to do it. There's always something about DEI or something like that, or AA, or affirmative action or something like that. I get sick of that. I really get sick of that. I feel as though that why should it be good for one? It should be good for all. As long as they know how to carry themselves and treat people with respect. Why don't we open up the floodgates? We do need to see more diversity and not the minstrel show that we see on Netflix. And I agree with Alex what she said. Was one division of Pop the Balloon, which is Netflix. That's for show. That's for bucks. This is the one that we watch on a regular basis, and this is the one that gets the most buzz. So why not see some different diversity in culture? Because hell, I'm from New York. That's the melting pot. The king knows. Tell him, king. Go ahead, tell him, king.
Well, he gotta be unmuted. He gotta be unmuted. But since he threw the lob to you, go ahead, king of the flock, and then we got Squall after.
Okay, hey, nice pass, nice assist. But yeah, no, I'm definitely going to knock it on the other side though, because I'm actually on the other side of this.
Oh,
I get what he's saying though.
The betrayal.
No, I mean I get what he's saying though. I mean, because we know the melting pot. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, everybody's with everybody. I get what he's saying. First, let me just say with the show, I thought the guys were basic. You know, from what I seen, it looked like it seemed like this was another prime example of what looks can get you on this show, because nobody really was coming with some real substance. I was looking at this show with my eyes closed, and I'm like, wow, if you really don't look at the people and just listen to what they're saying, you wouldn't match with hardly any of them. To be honest, like I was, seriously, and don't get me started on the model chick. I'm starting to think now the red flag should be model. When you hear a woman say, I'm a model, pop, because it seems like most of the models are just not, they got too much insecurities, and they're not really that social. You know, they do more yapping than anything. And then once they start opening up their life, you're like, oh my God, you're broken. You're really broken, washed up, used up. And I don't know if I want to use the used car today. I want to get a brand new car with less miles on it today. I don't know. Oh, each their own, but I mean, it's just, but when you listen to her or some of those people just without looking, I literally heard that girl say that she got daddy issues, and the dudes are still trying not to pop.
Yep.
I mean,
she said she had daddy issues and she wants 10 kids because she wants to break that cycle of daddy issues.
Yeah, the height superiority complex.
Yeah, when you hear the stuff she was saying, I'm like, oh wow, if she didn't look like that, she would have been popped. There would have been no more balloons. But, and I just want to say because usually when I look on the show, I always look at who's going to stick out like a sore thumb. To me, it was the barber because of his height. To me, he stuck out more than anybody else because he was so tiny that you couldn't help but wonder if he's still there, if he's gonna get a match, And I personally thought he was black. I didn't really see what everybody else saw. I thought that, this is just a little short black man. I didn't really think nothing of it because, he didn't say nothing that warranted Latin. He didn't even sound Latin. I'm like, this dude sound like the bros that we grew up around from the Bronx, and he could easily, because if he's Dominican, you're black. I mean, if you're Puerto Rican, dude, you're basically black. I mean, let's not beat behind the bush here. Like, you get put over by the cops the same as we do. Like, you're not, we're in the same slums together. Like, it's a little slightly different. The whole fixing of that's a real thing. And I'll throw that back to Yankee. That we all in the same boat. We all go to the same barbershop. Dominicans cut our hair better than the black folks, but they're just as black. They just, that's a whole debate. But I personally, I understand what he was trying to say. Like, let's mix up the bloodlines and the races and bring everybody together. The reason why I don't like it is because we do it so much anyway. And then it's like, then when we start mixing and bringing other races, then it starts to get to, well, what about us now? Now it's like, oh, you forgot about us in a sense. And it has nothing to do with forgetting other cultures. It's just that when you look at all the stuff we've done over the years anyway, we've always crossed it over. And crossing over hasn't necessarily been good for us. It ends up being good for them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, for once, it's like, it's kind of nice to like have like our own thing, you know, as opposed to always throwing it out to, you know, the Anglo-Saxons of the world. And it's like, can we love ourselves first before we start mixing up the other races? Because that's the sad part. We start bringing in Caucasian people, which is nothing wrong with it. The problem is that now it's going to be a lot of self-hate within our own race, because, you know, you're going to have a bunch of black people who might not be able to do, you know, they got to do 50-50 in the financial sense. But then, like, you know, might be a white person. No, I'm good. I got $1 million already. I'll just, I can pay for everything. Yep. The black girl's going to be like, pop this black person, pop that black person, give me the white man. Not this is hypothetically speaking, of course. I'm not like saying that's going to happen, but I'm just saying that can happen in the future if you start mixing other races without us kind of cleaning our house up. We used to have an old saying back in the day: before you start dating outside your race, is your house clean? You know, you can't go outside until your house is clean. And I feel like our house as a black culture is not clean, and we need to clean our house first before we start going outside to play. In the sense, going outside to play is a metaphor for bringing other races in. But granted, if you Indian, if you Filipino, if you got blackness in you, where when the sun hits you and you brown and you black, we all in the same boat. So I don't really consider that like a thing. You know, if you turn red, then you got a cold skin where you literally are red and bubbling because of the sun. Then you're not. That's a totally different argument. But Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Haitians, Indians, like the Indian girl last episode, we all in the same boat for real. I didn't know she was Indian until she told us. You know, I mean, you know, I didn't even know. Just like I didn't even know this guy was Latin until y'all told me. If he even is, you know. So that's pretty much it. And I just wanted to end it with this though. I thought the other girls on the other Pop the Balloon shows across the nation was really, really tacky as well. The New Orleans Love Mountain thing was really upsetting because I felt like a lot of those women, they grew up during Hurricane Katrina. So you would think they would have like a humble mindset on looking for a good man, because Hurricane Katrina hit, it didn't matter how tall or short a man was. You're trying to survive. And some of the short dudes were more survival than them tall dudes. Everybody was in them FEMA trucks, no matter how tall, no matter how good looking you was. And 9/11 for me, it was the same thing. Like, it didn't matter how tall or how tough you was or how much money you made. Everybody trying to survive. Glass coming down, like you could get chopped in half. That's how thick that glass was. Like it was bad. So I just thought that was a little bad. But other than that, that was pretty much my rant for this Pop the Balloon week. And I'm looking forward to hearing what Squad got to say. Throwing the lob to Squad now.
Okay, the lob has been thrown. Squad, go ahead.
So I wanted to deviate away a little bit about the whole race thing. What kind of got me about the episode that stood out to me was how many folk on where they're gonna travel and where they're not gonna travel. And then one guy was like, well, I don't have a problem with traveling, I'm just not gonna go to Virginia. I mean, I live in Virginia. I wasn't born and raised here. I live here. I mean, I don't really have any type of loyalty to Virginia. I just happen to be here. But why? It's like, what, why are you willing to go to Idaho, but you don't want to go to Virginia? I need understanding on that level. But it's like, it's not the 90s. We're in the year of our Lord 2025. We have technology. Long distance relationships, especially within our country, it really shouldn't be a big deal because calls are free. We no longer have long distance bills like we did with AT&T back in the day. Calls are free. You can literally sit and have lunch with your significant other if they're in a different city or state, just by FaceTime. Hey, I go on lunch in 30 minutes. Will you sit and eat with me? And Just talk on FaceTime while you're eating lunch or whatever the case may be. You have Skype, Zoom, everything. You have all these different avenues, and whereas before it was either you had to save up your money for long distance or write a pen pal to person or something. So, and even now you think about it, you even can fly for cheap. You got Spirit and Frontier. I mean, they'll catapult you wherever you want to go. For $32.69, literally minus the carry-on bag, and you're good to go. So I just don't understand what is the big deal with traveling. I don't understand it. So I mean, especially like you guys always say, you traveled to get on the show more than likely. So what are we doing here?
That part.
So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. But other than that, I just looked at the show today with my daughter and her client, and that's what I was like looking at. Even Arlette was like looking at them like, what in the world? She's getting real tired, y'all. Before she was like classy, quiet, giggly, and now she's really starting to get ticked off at these people, and you can see it. You can either her feet hurting from standing and walking back and forth, or she's just tired of these folks, or maybe both. I don't know.
Yeah, because they say the silliest things, even with the gentleman in the middle with the white shirt. He rejected a woman because he didn't want to go to New York. He can't stand New York. And it's like, well, y'all not jumping a room tomorrow. What does you having to go to New York have to do anything with the relationship that you're trying to build with a woman? It's silly stuff like that. Because when you look at the show, most of us know some people are coming on for clout, exposure, this and the third. But if you take it at like, if you minus that and you take it for what it is, what the intent behind the show is, it's a dating show. You're coming on a show to find love. You're coming on a show to find somebody that you could potentially match with as a last resort, or the grand scheme of everything else that you've done in your life when it comes to dating has not worked. So now this is what it's come to. You have to come on a dating show to find love, and this is your response. Something as small as her living in New York, or she wasn't even living there. She was thinking about moving there. But because people want things centered around them the way that they want it, and when it doesn't align with them, I don't like New York. So if you go there, it's not going to work. But she's not even there. She was just talking about it. And they could have been a good match.
It does make you think, when they come out, when people come out and you have your true friends or your real family that don't mind telling you about yourself, like, dude, maybe it's you. Maybe it's you. You can't find somebody because of your thinking. And I mean, it's ridiculous. It gets to a point, like Kite said, it's weird. It doesn't make sense.
And sometimes I feel like they use it as a cop-out or an excuse to not match with someone. Like, I don't like Virginia, so this not gonna work. I'm like, dang, like a whole state can make you reject a person like that. That baffles me.
It's because people are just saying, they're just saying anything. Oh, there's something. Is that the husband speaking?
Yeah, he's sitting here listening with me.
Go ahead and talk your talk, big dog. Diesel. Talk your talk, big dog.
What's going on, y'all?
How you doing?
I'm all right. Hey, I was saying to myself, but y'all heard me. I was stating that they just trying to wait for the next thing to come out. They up there trying to get exposure, and they're trying to see if they can get the pick of the litter. That one, it may look good to them, but they're scared it might be one that pop out that look better. So they're trying to make up the first thing they can think of. They be like, that curl on the side of your head looks stupid. So I'm good. That's why I pop my balloon. Yeah, your toenails look kind of sharp on that one foot right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop my balloon. It's like they'll try to find anything just to pop the balloon and try to find the next thing coming out.
I agree.
That's all I had to say. I'm sorry.
No, you ain't got to
apologize. You're always welcome.
You always welcome here. I agree. I agree with him 100%. And it's just like, this is why when we react, we call out, we say what we say. Is just because it's just a matter of like when we really put what people are saying on surface level, right? And this is how I started looking at this show. And this is why when I say my what I say in my reactions, it's coming out this, and a lot of people are like, oh, well, I don't know why you're saying it like that. It's because you have to really think about this, right? When let's put it back into like settings where people are really walking around actually trying to date. Like people are really in public, hey, I like you, I want to shoot my shot type of environments, right? The way that they demonstrate themselves on this show are just extremely unrealistic. It's extremely unrealistic to even think that people would have these type of dialogues to a point where a guy like would go up to somebody and be like, oh man, you're my, like, buddy right here. Let's go to this specific part, right? I think it was him and her, right? The girl in the red dress. He had popped really early and he had said something and he was like, oh, well, I just assumed that, you know, because you said this, we wouldn't be the type and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then she found out like, no, I was your type, but you popped. So I guess it's too late. And it's like, you really think about it. It's like, bro, the dating market hasn't got that bad to the point where like we don't even know how to properly even information gather anymore. Like this whole episode was just full of no substance questions, no value of anything, no romantical interest in these questions at all. It was literally, it looked like this was basically a bootleg job interview with romance somewhere in there. People asking the dumbest things ever. And then two of the girls repeating the same thing. They repeating the same questions over and over. And it's like, nobody knows anything about each other. Nobody is actually progressing any conversations for it. When they get up there to do their matches, they're asking things that they probably should have already known at this point or have already said at this point. And it's gotten so bad that all it took was the dude with the 8-month-old gaming it up and being able to talk his talk and get out of there with a match before other dudes because he at least put some effort into the thing. It's like the Christian dude was trying his best. He was doing his thing. He got a match. Cool. Go ahead, Alex.
I wanna ask you though, does it seem like, I don't know if Arlette and production, I don't know if they fly these people out or if they have to find it, you know, take care of their own transportation and hotel or whatever. But it just seems like to me, and if that's the case, to me it seems like that a lot of these people are just taking it as, if they're not there for clout, they're taking it as just something to do.
Just a trip,
a trip, a vacation, because I see nothing intentional about some of these people, and that's men and women. There's no, it's like, are you really trying to find love? Or is this just something for you to do? Because I just can't, I don't understand the whole clothing thing. I don't understand the short king thing. But then again, you know what? I'll throw it out there. I'm short. So I never had to look at a guy and be like, ew, you're short, because I'm short myself. Everyone's taller than me. But I don't see myself giving up on love just because of someone's height. That's crazy. That's crazy. There are I don't want to offend anybody, but there are little people that marry I guess normal height people or whatever you want to call it, and they go on to have families. That should give us all an idea. You know, it's I don't get it. I don't get it.
No, I agree. I feel like in this instance right now, what's happening and that what's been happening is a a lot of these people are flying out, and I feel like you'll know who actually knows what they want out of a relationship. They'll ask the right questions. They'll ask the questions tailored to what they're actually looking for. And I feel like a lot of people are asking the same surface level questions because they're probably the type of people that haven't done the self-reflection on, okay, what do I really want out of a relationship right now, currently in my life, compared to what I've always had, my likes, dislikes, and stuff like that. And they're not asking those questions on the show. They're asking, do you like to hike? Do you like to travel?
Right.
Is that why is that a deal breaker, for one? And two, why is that the most important thing to ask when it comes to being in a relationship? I don't care if you like to scuba dive. That ain't got, you being in the ocean ain't got nothing to do with me.
Exactly.
What does that have? The mermaids gonna help us be a couple? We gotta ask questions to get to know each other fully, not just the that's small stuff. That don't have nothing to do with a relationship. Those are your likes and hobbies. Some can be deal breakers depending on what your hobby is, but
that's along the lines of like clothing, and just because I don't like your outfit, that can come off. We can go to the mall. You know what? Let's make it a date. Let's go to the mall. You know, let's model clothes together for each other. That's crazy. It's crazy. Down to what is your sign, or what is your favorite color? Like you said, there's no substance. It's, I don't know. It's like
there's just so many other questions could be asked. Yeah, right. and I get that. Like, I give people grace in that regard, as far as, you know, it is different getting in front of a camera and a lineup of people and asking questions, and you draw a blank or you get really nervous. But we just had Love Mountain pop the balloon. A brother came out with cue cards. It's the intent behind it. Like, even if you got it on your phone, like, type it on a plane, or figure it out when you get to the hotel, or write it out before you even think about applying for the show. Because then you just coming out here and getting in front of a camera in front of millions of people, and you didn't get a match, and you didn't learn anything. Like, with majority of the men, aside from the ones that actually were gonna be potential suitors and match, the brother right here on the screen, we heard a lot about him. We didn't hear a lot from Avery, the guy with the white shirt that didn't want to go to New York. We didn't hear a lot about him. We didn't hear a lot about the barber. We didn't hear a lot about any of them because of the questions that were being asked.
Right. And it's so sad. It's like, wow. I don't. Other than entertainment, it's just like these people, they're gonna have a hard time finding.
I think they're more so looking forward to the after party and the group text.
Yeah. Chris said that they're probably looking for the after party too. And the legendary group text. And what's the word that they use? Marketing and stuff like that. Just networking.
Oh, the shameless plug.
Yeah.
Which in turn itself becomes a grift itself, because 9 to 10, all they're doing is just they're networking to become influencers, not trying to influence themselves to find love themselves.
Yep.
And Alex is right. Now that Alex put this up in front, let me ask you a question. Consider the fact that we had the 2 episodes that we had from last week, this week, and I would say the following week, a couple of weeks back prior, like I say, the end of July. Do you feel as though that Pop the Balloon has gone as far as the answers and the questions that they've been given? You feel as though it's been kind of generic and robotic?
Yes.
And
yes, very much so. Even with what Monet is saying, because she's saying Chat GPT can help you come up with substantive questions, but people won't utilize their resources. I disagree with the fact that people should even have to go that far to ask AI, what should I be asking in terms of relationship? Because you should already know. We all have wants and desires when it comes to being with someone, when it comes to terms of being friends with someone, having a work relationship, whatever the case may be. You know you as a person, or at least you should. So the fact that you're coming all the way up to a show to meet other people, and you can't ask those questions to get the answers that you need to make a determining decision on whether or not this person will be a good match for you or not, that's a problem, because that means you can't make decisions. That's a serious problem. I feel like everybody has gotten really comfortable with asking the bare minimum and expecting beyond the minimum. That's the problem. Everybody wants everything already like fixed up, done. They don't want to have to work. They don't want to have to build with people. They want people already built up like a Lego. Nobody wants to put the pieces together. They just want it already built and sculpted. So they're not asking the questions. It's just, and they're basing it off of mostly appearance. Somebody's appearance will determine the question that you're going to ask them. That's the sad part. If you look boring, I'm not going to ask you the questions that I want to ask you in terms of being in a relationship, because I have no intentions of getting with you anyway. You're boring, or at least you look boring.
Mm-hmm.
It's not getting any better. People got to dig deep, and for you to come out and fly and spend all this money, it's like, what are you really doing it for at that point? Because like I said, if you're taking the show for what it actually is and what it's intended for, is to find love, matchmaking, then, you know, yeah, you should try to find something, because at that point you're better off swiping on Tinder. No shade to Tinder, because a lot of people do find love, but that takes a lot of work too.
Mm-hmm. I think it goes down to people's social awareness has gotten worse over the years, and it's constantly declining because people don't have they have no sense of social cues. They have no sense of drive to have conversation. They have no sense of understanding or tangible thoughts of their own when it comes to interacting with people. And that's why it becomes so evident that these shows, the reason why the shows aren't working or aren't getting good results is not because how the show is structured, and it's not because of who's hosting the show or where the show is at. It's because this show is evident of the lack of social skills that people are bringing to these shows. These questions aren't hard. It used to be so easy for people to walk up and have a conversation, and you could make a friend out of somebody off of just find something that you guys have common interest in. But the thing is, everybody looks online, everybody dates online, everybody does it online, to the point where even like the social media apps, these dating apps have simplified dating so badly that it completely eliminated the conversation part and put the conversation part, which is, I think, the most important part. They have put the conversation at the end. So you look at things, a single man can sit on the app and swipe through 50 attractive women, and he only got to he can shoot his shot at 50 by swiping in their direction, and then only end up having to have a conversation with one. But then wonder why when he speaks to the other 49, his conversation skills sucks, because he only had to learn how to speak to one person. Vice versa.
That right there.
We look at it's even worse on the female end of apps, and people don't like to admit this. The women in the dating game are going through more hurdles than the men in the dating game, and it's the women doing it to themselves. We look the app Bumble. The app Bumble was in, I saw a post talking about it. The whole purpose of the app was women felt like it was uncomfortable that men were shooting their shots at them on these apps, and they felt like they deserved, or they would feel safer if they had the power to decide who they talk to and they start the conversation first. Bumble had to change their whole policy because those same women who that app was created for began complaining, because they said it was too much effort to try to speak to a man, and that they felt like it's punishing them. The men should have to speak to them first. So the app that they created, they just got rid of because they didn't like what they created. And it's like, what do you mean it was too hard to speak to the men? It was too hard to shoot the shot first. It was too hard to engage first. But this is what you asked for. And so it's just like these shows show that. And I'm glad these shows show that. But the problem is the show is giving you the good message. Hey, we suck at conversation skills. Nobody has flirtatious ability anymore. Nobody has desire for true relationship anymore. Everybody is only going on there because they want to be on the platform. They just want to be seen. They want to go on there and be seen. Buddy came on there and said, long distance is not a problem. I don't care about long distance. I just don't see myself going to Virginia. I'll only go to Virginia twice. That's why I'm rejecting her. What common sense does that make? You rejected her because you don't want to go to her state twice. And then the shorty said, yeah, I don't want to go to Mississippi. What are we talking about? Y'all could have went to a different state for y'all dates.
That's what I'm saying.
We're just saying anything. But I do want to let Smiley and D-Matt also talk because they both came up here. We haven't heard from them yet. So Internet Smiley or D-Matt, whatever one, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, y'all bringing up good points about the online dating thing, cause it is like that for real. It is very like that. But about the episode though, the only problem that I had was with the big dude in the with the sleeves off. He didn't really get like a real fair chance. And I think because the only reason why I think that is because he was really like lined up in a bad spot. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't really put him in the right spot. And like how y'all said, his sleeves, like if he would have brought a real like a jacket, like how y'all said, or like some type of sweater or something. You know, even though I know it'd be hot in there, he would have had more of a, I wouldn't say chance because they would have still popped on him, unfortunately. I think we really need to have a real conversation that we all avoiding. Like when it come to big dudes and like people with like disformities, like disabilities, like big dudes and like stuff like that. Cause let's be honest, like I could list you a whole bunch of big dudes like Gerald Levert. You know, Biggie was a sex symbol. Rod Wave, they love, like the kids love Rod Wave. Everybody love like big dudes with confidence. You know what I'm saying? So I think with that aspect, it really opened my eyes on like what we really need to talk about when it comes to dating and like how, you know, people that's look on the outside of like outcasts of society, you know, like people with disabilities and people that's bigger on the bigger side, and even plus size women. Cause like I talk to a lot of plus size women, they always say like dudes don't look at me as desirable, or when I'm standing, or I'm the ugly friend in the group, or like when I go outside, you know, dudes don't really come my way. So it's on that aspect, but Jill Scott get love. So it is on the flip side of the coin, you know? So we really do have to understand, like, it just depends on the situation, but I feel like that'll be a good, like, subject that I, like, really thought about in this, Pop the Balloon that I took from it. Like, you know, if that made any sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. And no, he made some really good examples, like with Biggie and Jill Scott and stuff like that. But if you take away what they have, if you take away their talent and all that, and the money and all that, and the fame,
right?
I think they still will be approached, but they will be approached by people that aren't like really superficial when it comes to stuff like that. Like Avery is not an ugly man. He is not, you know, he's a really good looking man. So he keeps himself together. But the problem is when you have, it goes back to what I was saying earlier, when people only want to get to know someone based off of their looks, based off of how they carry themselves instead of just trying to get to know the person overall, they're gonna get easily passed up. But Avery, he will be approached easily by women that aren't superficial, that don't think about all the stuff that can easily be changed.
Right.
Because even though his attire didn't help him in the situation, it don't matter. Why still talk to the brother? Dang, he's standing there for you. He's standing there for you to get to know you. So why not do the same? You know, but
and to go back at your point, what really irritated me is we all kind of know who gonna get popped on first the first time. Like, and that's sad that I even have to say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he gonna get popped cause he too sure that he this she gonna get popped because she got a little bit of a gut, or she don't got nothing back there or anything like that. Cause y'all saw how they was lustering over that girl with the glasses, and she had kind of like the see through, on this episode. Like they was looking at her behind the whole time. So it's like it is very lustful. Like dude right there that had the 8-month-old, he was looking at her behind the whole time. If you really,
Peter, he caught Peter.
Yeah, they was all looking at her behind him and the dude at the end. So it's like, man, we all know what it is, but that's all I had to say though.
Shout out to Smiley.
Shout out to Smiley. D-Bat.
God bless. Glad everybody can make it out tonight.
Yep.
It's hard to. I'm trying to gather my thoughts. It's kind of hard to put it all together. But I agree with pretty much everything that everybody's been saying because it's true. Like even stuff people are saying in the chat, like the aspect of people dressing their best and like trying to find their matches, but lust is taking over because they just looking at each other's outfits and all types of other foolishness. I don't know. It feels weird because like more of the point that like we were all making, where it's just like people aren't asking the right questions.
Yeah.
People are looking at the wrong things. I feel like it's such a mix of issues that are all just coinciding on the show, but it's all things that are like currently happening, maybe even in different areas and in different cities, different people, environments, and whatnot. But like, I feel like social media, like shows, like dating shows in general, right? Like of all forms, they're pushing to the forefront all the issues that already existed, and they're showing what they look like at their very worst. Right? Like with the way people are trying to talk to each other to find out, oh, hey, are you my match? I think it's starting to exemplify the issue of people just not knowing how to flirt with each other and talk in general. And it shows both on the men and the women's side, because I feel like it's really important that people point that out too, because it's not new that men, generally speaking, like kind of have to learn and adapt in terms of like talking and flirting with women. But I think now when you see women flirting and talking with men, now it's also starting to get pointed out that like there was a negative effect for women when it came to stuff like that too. Because when you put so much burden on men, just like when we were saying with the whole thing with Bumble, you put all the burden on men, what do you do? Because it now becomes a situation where you don't know how to hold the conversation because he's forced to start it. But now you're also in a position to say, oh, if I don't think the conversation's interesting, I'm just going to end it. But the moment it's flipped, it's like, oh, well, I don't really know what to talk about. And it's like, okay, well, if you're that person, you need to understand what you're looking for. You need to know how to talk to people, right? Like on a base level, I think people started to forget that like talking to people usually just comes from being friendly. Like you don't necessarily, even if you don't like them, you don't necessarily need to try and go out and impress people and do all this other goofy stuff that people, keep trying to do, especially on these shows or like on online dating. Like just be yourself. Ask questions, see if you have similar interests. I feel like people aren't doing that. Like that kind of stuff's getting lost in the sauce because everybody's like, oh well, I make X amount of money, or I have these super interesting hobbies. Like those things don't make you interesting. What makes you interesting is fundamentally who you are. Because I can find anyone who does insert thing that you do. Right? Like, oh, I like playing video games. I could find somebody who does that. Somebody who goes hiking. I could find somebody who does that. Like, that doesn't make them interesting. Especially to you specifically. Like, you should be looking for those very specific things in that person that make them interesting to you. But I don't think people are going to get that. Get to that point at least with the way they're going about stuff, because maybe they're getting influenced by outside sources, you know, internet celebrities or whatever, or like music, right? Depending on what kind of music you listen to, or even setting yourself up for like the really ridiculous standards that people are using nowadays.
Shout out to D-Mac. Hey, I don't know why we acted like Biggie didn't have motion back in the day. Like, what are we talking about?
He had motion.
Yeah, like, bro.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't understand why y'all playing on his top, bro. Biggie had motion, bro. It don't matter. About him being famous. Biggie had motion. He had motion.
In fact,
people say the same thing about Rick Ross.
Bro,
before Rick Ross had all the motion he had, he still, you know, like with the fame, I guess, but he still, you know, he was still pulling women.
You said stop. No. You said stop. No, he didn't. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Biggie had
bro, y'all capping.
He
was a sex symbol, bro.
Let me tell you, bro. Biggie had so much motion, bro. I graduated in 2015. In 2012 and 2013, there was girls walking around with the Biggie Smalls poster on their binders with hearts all over it, and that's in 2012. Like, it's like, bro, Biggie had motion, dog.
I'm trying to figure out why wouldn't they though? Like, why wouldn't they? If they weren't famous, why wouldn't they be able to attract anybody?
First of all, let's set this straight. Y'all talking crazy like he's not a sex symbol, but realistically, even now he would be one. Yeah, because y'all must have forgot about the whole T app. Y'all forget about the T app? Like, this is verbatim. We're living it. Y'all got examples of women out there choosing what are viably the worst options in society. Straight criminals. All right, drug dealers and whatnot. Some of them could be, you know, R words, and you know what I'm referring to when I say that, you know, or some kind of assaultist. I don't want to, you know, say certain things.
We get where you go.
Yeah, like these are like bottom of the barrel people. You got people on the T app like, oh, he kind of fine though. Like, yo, be for real.
Yeah, that's blasphemy to me. Like, and Mouse think that too, man. I'm like, what? I don't understand. Like, he was marketed as a sex symbol. That's just what it was. I don't know.
Y'all finished?
But I don't know.
I didn't heard enough about this Biggie thing already. All y'all finished.
Bro,
I'm done.
We could. Here's an undeniable fact. Here's an undeniable fact. Biggie had women lining up to sleep with him. That's an undeniable fact. So it's like, I don't know how you can have people lining up to sleep with you, but then you not be considered a sex symbol. Like, that don't make no sense. Like, you were there.
That just hurts my heart.
Why are we acting like there's not interviews of this man Biggie talking about all the women he was sleeping with? What are we? Am I in a paradox?
Before the fame.
Is y'all before the fame, bro? Don't piss me off, bro. Because if I gotta go through and start pulling up Biggie Small interviews, I'm gonna make sure this Flock Talk ends at that note, bro. Don't piss me off, bro. Why are we acting like, bro? All right.
No, but
Biggie had a talk game.
Y'all trolling.
Biggie had a
yeah.
Y'all trolling.
Biggie was smooth out the mouth, man. Biggie could talk to anybody like at any time. That's why he was getting all the females. I was sitting here talking to Nikki before. I was like, yeah, we had to talk to females back in the day. Nowadays, when guys trying to talk to females, the first thing to come out their mouth is, let me get your IG. What?
Yeah.
We had to get phone numbers back in the day so we could call them and spit to them. That's what we had to do. We had to talk. We had to open our mouths and socialize with the people that we were trying to get close to. See, what I think is COVID. COVID topped everything off because as soon as COVID hit, that's when all this different technology popped in, all this social media just chimed up. Zoom turned into something different. OnlyFans turned into something different because that used to be for straight business purposes, but now that's completely flipped to something different. So we can see how social media really made people not want to talk anymore because you can talk with your thumbs. You don't have to open your mouth. You don't have to speak. You can be as bold as you want with your two thumbs. So that's pretty much how people talk nowadays. Now I'm about to sound like an old person. Back in my day, we didn't have all these different forms of technology. We had to talk to folks or either write a letter and send it on to them and wait for that letter to come back.
Yes and no.
Mark this box. Check here or X here. Or either you tell your homeboy, hey man, I like this girl. Go tell her I like her and put me deep. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how we used to do back then. We had to actually talk to people. And now I'm looking at this pop the balloon stuff. They didn't have to go through any of that because they don't know how to talk to anybody. You sit there supposed to be presenting yourself properly, but you standing there looking like a bodyguard, like you supposed to be in a club somewhere at the door asking for IDs. But you supposed to be looking for love. The YouTube gangster to sit there and try to soften yourself up a little bit to speak to the female you're trying to speak to. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just something. It's just something to think about. Just something to think about. And then you got the guys sitting there wondering why the female's not feeling them. It's because you just standing there staring at their eyes like they supposed to be reading your mind. Like that's some new thing that guys got. Like they'll stand there with a look on their face like, yeah, you know what I'm thinking, girl. I mean, come on, man. Open your mouth and say something like you supposed to, like you actually want the female, like you actually pursuing her. Instead, as opposed to being too cool, too gangster, Joe Smooth.
Right.
Even the pimps back in the day had to talk. What quiet pimp you know?
Not one.
Pimps had to run their mouth back in the day, and they had all the females doing whatever they wanted. It's the whole socializing thing. If you can't talk, you really can't get. If it was back in the day, if you couldn't talk, you weren't going too far. Nowadays, with social media and the way that COVID allowed people to jump on social media a lot more comfortably because you got more time, or either that's the only way you're able to do certain things, is shutting people up, for lack of better words. Nobody's using their vocal cords anymore. Everybody's using their thumbs. Everybody can text like 50 paragraphs in like 2 seconds. Some people while driving. But you put two people in front of each other and they'll just look at you like, what do we do now? So I don't know, it's kind of like a broken system right now. And it is going to be hard to dig ourselves out of it as humans in this society.
No, I agree with him 100%. He talking his talk. But I had to put that image in there of Ike Turner, by the way. Ike Turner was pulling women more than more than they even want to admit. But it's easy for us to believe Ike Turner was pulling women, but it's hard for us to believe Biggie Smalls had motion when he had Lil' Kim, who was arguably the hottest female rapper for that.
And Faith Evans.
And Faith Evans. He pulled both, by the way. But it's hard to believe that to the point, it'd be like, I don't know.
No, because even remove. My whole thing is what I'm trying to understand is why can't he not attract women? Remove the fame, remove the money, remove the intimacy appeal, remove all that. Him as an individual, what is it about him specifically that he cannot attract women without those things? And Rick Ross. And Jill Scott.
Bro, who was the dude that?
And anybody else for that matter.
Wait, who was the dude? Like, for the longest time, I thought he was swinging for the other team, but found out he was actually he was actually pulling too. CeeLo Green.
Oh yeah.
I thought bro, for the longest time, I thought CeeLo Green played for the opposite team. I swear I did my entire life. CeeLo Green had motion. He had motion. So you telling me CeeLo
why
Green?
you think he had them pearly white?
You telling me CeeLo Green can pull, but you don't believe Biggie Smalls can pull? Are we?
Yeah, when you think about all them old Motown singers, all them old croners back in the day, all them Muddy Waters and all them dudes was butt ugly, man. When you think about it, but they was pulling all types of females with they slick back perms and everything. And them guys was not really attractive for real. See, I'm comfortable enough with my sexuality to say that these guys was kind of ugly back then. Man, Miles Davis, all them guys, but they was pulling females, man. It was because of their swag. They knew how to talk. They had a talk game, the way they dress, the way they carried themselves, their aura, so to speak, like these people say these days. They really didn't have to do much. The women were flocking to them. They could give them a look and they'd be like, "Oh my God, Frankie!" So
well, times was also different back then too. I mean, you got to factor that in too. Times was slightly different back then too. You didn't have to have the greatest like look.
We had
they just like
Ruffin
men
pulling.
being men.
Yeah, because they had
to have a look.
David Ruffin was pulling, but we can't believe Biggie Smalls was pulling. David Ruffin, listen to me.
Somebody from New York comment on the Biggie Smalls thing. I'm sorry. I mean, for real, like this is getting ridiculous. Can I speak on the Biggie Smalls thing? Because y'all keep going on this on Christopher Wallace, like you know what I'm saying? Like we didn't know him from back on Bedford Stuyvesant. I'm just being real. Like, can we really have a conversation on Christopher Wallace, please?
Who? Man.
That's Biggie's real name.
Wallace.
I know. I'm saying, like,
see how quickly it changed when I said Christopher Wallace and I didn't say Biggie. You see how quickly the
I'm talking about who. My who was.
It didn't change that much.
My who wasn't towards what you were saying. My who was towards something else.
Yeah.
My who was towards completely something else. I understand what you said.
I'm telling you from what I know personally.
So you know Biggie
friends,
person?
Myself. My family knows the Wallace family. Absolutely. We all know the Wallace family. And I can tell you right now, the Mr. Wallace, Christopher Wallace, big, lazy eye, Christopher Wallace was not pulling a lot of them girls until he started getting into the drug game. Then girls found that attractive because they saw the bad boy image. And then that catapulted into the women flocking towards him. But before he started doing the drugs, stuff like that, nobody checking for no Christopher Wallace. Nobody checking for no Christopher Wallace with the big lazy eye, heavy breathing. You know, that was not checking for him until he started selling drugs. The drug game.
That still proves he became a sex symbol, though. Like, I don't understand why people are saying like he's not a sex symbol because he was famous. It's like, bro, so was
anybody could be a sex symbol with Hollywood.
Thank you.
Hollywood can make anybody a sex symbol.
Yes, that's the whole point.
That doesn't make it factual.
No, they
can make me and you sex symbols. That doesn't make it. That is so what?
Smiley's statement was that Biggie Smalls was a sex symbol. That was Smiley's statement, and then we moved the goalpost because everybody was like Biggie, not Biggie. And
I said in the comments that Biggie was rich, and that's what made him the sex symbol to a lot of girls. That he was.
So we
big
agree
money.
He was a sex symbol.
The industry made him a sex symbol.
Money
not him.
Why are we doing semantics? Was
he
a sex symbol? Was Biggie Smalls a sex symbol?
A sex symbol.
No, he wasn't a sex symbol.
See, hold on. See, this is where y'all get. No. Time out. I don't like it when I don't like goal posting, right? Because it's goal posting is when we get to a point and the person kicks the ball and it's aimed at right, and we all agree the ball is going in that direction, and y'all grab that goal post and rip it up out the ground and move it and say, "Oh no, it was this." No, Smiley said flat out, Biggie Smalls was a sex symbol. Then it turned into, oh, Biggie Smalls was only a sex symbol because he was famous. That doesn't disqualify the fact he was a sex symbol. Like, what are we talking about? Like, that doesn't change the statement. Marilyn Monroe was only a sex symbol because she was famous. Marilyn Monroe was not a sex symbol until fame. And she's one of
That's
the
only way you
biggest.
become one, though. Yeah, that's the only way you become one.
John F. Kennedy is a sex symbol. And he ain't even, you feel me? Like, what are we talking about? I need people to stop being disingenuous. Because like I said, David Ruffin was a sex symbol. This is David Ruffin. Like, what are we talking about? Like,
so this is not one of those things that y'all say where two things can be right and two things can be wrong at the same time. This is not one of those scenarios. It's just y'all just right and what we saying is wrong.
If you say
that's what we're doing today.
If you say the statement, Biggie Smalls is only a sex symbol because he's famous, you have already admitted he's a sex symbol. You just said it in the sentence.
Right.
So to say Biggie Smalls is not a sex symbol because he's only a sex symbol because he's famous, you're still calling him a sex symbol.
Or he got money.
That doesn't make sense. You're still calling him a sex symbol.
He's still a sex symbol.
Yeah.
It's like, just because
no matter how the cookie crumbles, he's a sex symbol.
Thank you. So Smiley's statement was right.
It's valid.
Black and ugly.
It's a valid statement.
Look, even look, becoming Alex just put, becoming a sex symbol is a complex, multifaceted process, often involving a combination of physical attractiveness, charisma, which they all said Biggie had, self-confidence, what we said Biggie had, and public perception, which is fame. So it's like, why we sat here and goalposted this so much that we were saying, like, Smiley's statement was right the whole time. Like, what are we talking about?
All right, cool.
I can't believe we even had to have this discussion, bro. Like,
I don't know what's going on. I'm just telling you. I'm just speaking from the truth. But if y'all say he's a sex symbol, then let him be a sex symbol. I really don't care for a dead man. Let the dead man be a sex symbol. I seriously don't care, bro. I seriously don't care. Let the dead man be a sex symbol. I don't care. Like, I seriously don't care. Like, for real. Like,
but I think my issue was when somebody said that Biggie was a sex symbol. I threw up a little bit in the back of my throat, and I had to exclaim about it.
But just because because you're not attracted to that person doesn't change the status that they obtained. I don't think Michael Jackson was attractive. Right. Because as a man, I didn't think Michael Jackson was attractive. But can I sit there and say, oh, I wouldn't smash Michael Jackson, but there's a lot of men on this planet that would have smashed Michael Jackson. There's a lot of women that would have. Bro, Michael Jackson stood and coughed on stage and dudes was passing out. Grown men who were straight up until that point. So can I say that Michael Jackson couldn't pull men and women because he can't pull me? It's like, what are we talking about? Like, it don't matter how we personally feel. If they've achieved that status, individuality does not matter. It doesn't matter what our opinions is. If they've achieved that status, me and you don't matter. It's the status they have it. The public gave them that status. We can't take it away as individuals. So it's like for us to say
I was just a little upset because it made me set down a perfectly good crab cake sandwich.
Oh no.
I lost my appetite.
Like I said,
it goes. Sorry, not to cut you off, Kite, but it goes into that conversation of what people view as attractive and not attractive. So a lot of the people that are saying like it doesn't make sense that Biggie Smalls would be a sex symbol is because most people don't view him as attractive. But there's more to being attractive to become a sex symbol in this scenario. But hey, I don't know. Michael Jackson, people understand Michael Jackson because he looks pretty.
There's many different things that makes a person attractive. You could be a supermodel, but be the most evilest person in the world, and that would make you the ugliest person in the world. And then again, you could be Biggie, and you could have money, and you could have charisma, and that could make you one of the most attractive people around. So you can't really go by looks all the time.
Right.
Like just with this David Ruffin picture, I'm looking at him like, oh my gosh, this guy here. But he was pulling women. I mean, he could just sing one note and the women would just melt in front of him. That right there would make him attractive. Like the voice would make him attractive. Jay-Z, he looked like Joe Camel, but his money makes him attractive. Who he's married to makes him attractive. So it's a lot of different things that will deem a person attractive. not just physical looks.
Right. It's about your charisma, your swagger, how you carry yourself.
Yep. Look, even Niger Boy linked us the Hip Hop Index article from 2014. Puff Daddy knew Biggie would be a sex symbol, Faith Evans says. And it goes down to the interview. I wasn't really in his sessions back then because Puff had me working all types of stuff, not to mention my own album, Faith Evans says, during an interview premiere with the DX Daily Today, September 11th. But when I did get a chance to hear the first few songs, I heard that album. I believed everything Puff told me because he knew. He was like, he's going to be a star. He's going to be a sex symbol. I mean, he knew. I was like, okay. And I was like, okay. And he really did. But I mean, he couldn't have done it if Big didn't have anything to work with, you know? That's Faith Evans with the cosign.
I think it seems like Faith Evans is the baddest chick in the world, bro.
It's
Evans
not.
was like,
No, what is that? What does her being bad have to do with anything of this?
I'm just saying it's Faith Evans. Like it ain't Halle or nothing like that. Y'all make it seem like
I need the people. I need all my people in this chat with ADHD. I need y'all to lock in for a second because y'all are so everywhere in y'all brains right now. I need y'all to focus on a singular line for just a second because it's just
okay.
Everywhere.
Biggie's a sex symbol. We get it. Fine, he's a sex symbol. Let the girls say amen. We get it. I understand it. Y'all say he's a sex symbol. He's a sex symbol. I'm not. I mean, okay. It's a matter of opinion. I'll take it.
And so was Humpty. But they were the same people, but they were attracted differently.
Because in the 69, my nose will tickle your ear.
I knew a lot of girls back in the day, my mother's age. They all like loved Biggie's like music. They loved his rap. They like, man, this is fire, man. He like the rap. It make them feel sexy. But in theory, they was just like, okay, we don't really want to like. If they had to sleep with him, no. They had to date him, no. But we appreciate your music and the contribution that you're doing. It's cute. Your outfit's fly. Big boy, okay, get it, big man. But that was it. Nobody was like, yo, I'm putting him with Denzel, who, by the way, wasn't even a sex symbol until he got famous, too. Another one. You know,
did he get married before he got famous, though?
Yeah, he been married way before. That's what I'm saying. And he was still getting women in.
But that's what I'm saying.
He wasn't getting a lot of women like that. Denzel was not getting a lot of women like that.
Whether it's a lot or a little, he was still getting women, regardless of the matter. That's my whole point. I don't care if he has the money, the fame. It's the fact that he's a human being that somebody can still be a potentially attracted to, regardless whether he looks ugly or he got great charisma. Like, he's still a person that somebody will find attractive, is what I'm saying. All the other stuff, the fame, all that, like, it enhanced it. Cool, fine. But if you strip all that away from a person, if you're saying he can't pull anybody with any of those things, without any of those things, it's like, well, why not? That was my question. Like, why not?
Feels like you're just moving the goalposts, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. Like,
the goalpost not even on the field no more, bro. The goalpost is in the ocean, bro. It's like, we moved it so far, bro.
Right, like, as an example, just two random people that popped into my head. Right, nobody really cares for Pete Davidson, right?
Great
example.
My goodness, great example. Great example.
A lot of people find him attractive now.
Yeah, got that Riz though, bro.
Great example.
Undeniable Riz.
Yeah, he's funny.
It's a charisma thing.
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with anything else.
He pulled Kim Kardashian,
bro.
Pure charisma.
I think I think Pete Davidson is I think he's one of the most unattractive comedians I've seen so far. But there are literally
I don't even think he's that funny.
There are people on TikTok making dedicated fan pages to just trying to leak Pete Davidson's nudes. Like, what are we talking about? There are dedicated fan pages to this man. And it's like, bro, like, what are we talking about?
Look up
comedy's different anyway though. Comedy, you don't have to be sexy to be.
But even that,
just
right?
Be funny. Just be funny.
But if you look at that, right? Like Pete Davidson, he doesn't match any of the things that people like we would be putting there for. Oh, he's traditionally attractive or any of that. He's super skinny. He's tatted up. He look like he's dying half the time. Like,
what comedian is
But if-
sexy? There's no sexy comedian. You just be funny, and that's your sex symbol. Like that's your sex
but that's
appeal.
the point.
in a sense.
Most rappers wouldn't fall under the that's your sex appeal either. It would just be you make really good music, you make a lot of money, or you're a criminal. That's what we're trying to say.
That's
Like
awful
it really
too.
don't got much to do with any of that. Sometimes it's a bunch of different things that come together to make you that person. Or you could be like Matt Rife, where Matt Rife just looks good. Right? What then?
Matt
Fair
Rife.
Women love
awful
him
too.
'cause
Take
he
it easy,
look
man.
good.
Matt Rife.
Cool, fair enough.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a chiseled looking dude, man.
He-
He looked like the memes.
Yeah.
he looked like a meme. What the freak is this? Why is jawline so chiseled?
Look up this dude named Adrian Brody. He used to be called a sex symbol back in the day. He was on Tong.
He won
Yeah.
the Academy Award. He won the Academy Award
He
for
was,
the
he was
pianist.
called one of the sexiest men alive.
He said,
But
"Don't
one
get
of my
rich,
favorite
dude."
movies that nobody talks about is Clean. Clean is an underrated movie that he did, and the Predators movie.
You telling
Predators
me?
3.
You telling me this turn you on? This is sexy to y'all? Get the freak up out of here, man.
It's sexy to somebody, but
It's sexy to somebody.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but that's my whole point. And like
Yeah.
I said,
That's the point.
like
I
I
know what you're
said,
saying.
me and Alex be saying the same thing. But that's my whole point. It's like people trying to discredit it. It's like, bro, like I said, in 2012, while I'm in high school, there are girls walking around with "I love Biggie Smalls" everything's on their binders and all that. But then when I asked them name a Biggie Smalls song, they name the same one every single time. They don't know none of his other music. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's like.
Sometimes it's a fad. It's just because one person likes
it's something
not
I can say
everybody
about
else
that,
likes
but I'm not even going to like get into it. I'm not even going to break that down because that. But I know what you're talking about though. The Juicy, right? The song Juicy. Okay,
Yep.
Y'all right. I'm not.
Yeah.
You're right.
They don't get into everyday struggle. They don't get into
I'm not even going to talk about
respect.
that.
They don't even get into
Miles, what song do you really think it was? Because what song do you really think it was?
Right, it was juicy. It was juicy because it was a song that was soft enough where it wasn't, gutter. You're right. I'm not. Trust me. I'm not even about to like overly debate
he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it.
I'm not.
It's not worth it though, man.
It's not about who's right and who's wrong in the scenario. We just having a conversation. We just having dialogue. Because there's other people. There's people that's gonna think like how y'all think, and it's gonna be people that think how we think. It's getting an understanding of why we think the way we think.
But can we all agree that beauty is subjective?
Yes, it is.
Can we all? Yeah. Beauty's in the eyes of the holder, and I think, like the four up top said, beauty's only skin deep. Hey, hey, hey. Beauty's only skin deep. Oh yeah. That's it.
It's also
man.
an era thing because you remember back in the day, like really, really anorexic skinny used to be beautiful. Used to be what women strive
that
to
came
look
out
like.
generation that couldn't eat a sandwich. That was scared of a
what
sandwich.
everybody wanted. That's what everybody wanted back then. A bony woman. And I never understood that. That was that era.
I never
back
understood
then.
it either, man.
But things have
Still
changed, and now so that's not too beautiful.
For the porn.
I like how everybody just completely skipped over the fact that we had a whole entire interview article of Faith Evans describing of how Biggie Smalls was a sex symbol. Time out. I'm not done. I'm sorry that the middle of my sentences is interrupting the start of y'all's. My fault. But I can't stand how we are ignoring interviews of people who associated talking about how he achieved the status of being a sex symbol, and we're just completely just going straight over it and just saying like it don't matter, it don't count, he's not. Like it's like at this point, if we have even interviews and all these things of people in the celebrity world breaking down his status of being a sex symbol, and we are just regular civilians who we don't even get to decide who is a sex symbol, the celebrities do, and the celebrities decided it. Why are we debating it and
Then we
saying
fall
it's
asleep.
not? Like it don't. That's like us saying somebody's not a Academy Award winning actor in our opinion, but he has the Academy Award. Like that don't make sense.
Like, I agree with you, Kite.
That's all I'm
Because
Monique.
even
That's
in
all
the
I'm
gonna tell y'all
movie,
another perspective.
even in
That's
the
all I'm
movie,
saying.
you could see how he was like spitting his game to Faith. Like when they were talking to each other, you could see how they were portraying
movie
how
was
he
gonna come
had
up.
game, how he was a low-key sex symbol. Because even she was starting to feel him with the way he was talking to her, the way he was treating her. It's like things were switching up. You could see how he was, how they were saying he was a sex symbol.
It was the weed.
It was the bro. I just want y'all to know. I just want y'all to know this goalpost is not even a goalpost anymore. It has been lit on
I think
fire.
the main
burned,
argument
and
that keeps coming up, the main argument that
not a
keeps coming up is the fact that he was famous. That's the only pull that he has. It's because he was famous.
which don't discredit his
Like
sex
all the
symbol
people y'all,
status.
they're
Right.
I also
It
disagree with
doesn't
that.
discount it at all.
I disagree.
I mean,
with
because
that.
he was famous doesn't
Mhm.
really matter. He was still a sex symbol.
He had a lot of
yeah,
charisma,
that was
too.
my that was my argument too. Like it shouldn't matter whether he had the fame or not. There are still parts of him that people that find him attractive like him, and he became that.
Yeah, there's still things that made him that way. I mean, y'all might not like it, but he's still being deemed a sex symbol. That's like a person going to school to be a teacher. They're a teacher now. You might not like them, but they're still a teacher. They did what they needed to do, or things happened in order for them to be that teacher. You may not like it, but they're still a teacher. The same thing with.
And it's not about what you do; it's about how you do
You
it.
might say he's a sex symbol
100%.
because of this, or because of that, or because he got this, but it doesn't matter. He's still a sex symbol. Women wanted him, regardless of how he looked. Women wanted him. Simple as
Or
that.
his fame, or his money, to a certain point. To a certain point.
Yeah, sure. You've been up here for a while. How do you feel, brother?
Everyone hear me?
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah, I
sir.
get it. Yeah, that's what you need.
Think a lot of things, and I feel a lot of things. Let me just say this: I'm not a football kind of guy, but I see the goalpost moving so many times. Any ball that kicks, it's out in the field, gone with the breeze. No goalpost in sight. No, let me just say this: what I notice is that everyone here thinking about sex symbol is only thinking about it with physical attractiveness. Like they're saying, if you're not physically attractive enough, or that extremely physically attractive over the average, you can't be a sex symbol. And what I realize is that you're also trying to discredit him, like you tried disrespect him in a way. So you're saying he's not attractive, it's only because of his fame, his money, but that still means he's a sex symbol, because sex symbol, everything you do revolves around sex or leads up to sex. So if everything you have going for you leads up to having a lot of sex, then you're a sex symbol. Just because it's not his physical attractiveness that's causing it, doesn't discredit it, right? Even if it's just his voice alone or how he talks. I have personal experience with this, right? Where I'm from in Jamaica, you still hearing me? Where I'm from in Jamaica, right? There's a thing that the culture has about glasses. Once you wear glasses, everyone says you're a nerd, and they reject you in society. Women reject you, everyone. So I wore glasses, I wear contacts now. So I wore glasses, and everyone, once they would look at me, they would look at me being so unattractive. However, I became somewhat of a sex symbol because of many things otherwise from my appearance. How I spoke. In Jamaica, we have a thing called lyrics. Basically, how good you can talk to a girl through conversation to get her to be with you. I had good lyrics. My demeanor, the way I was dressed. And just how I carried myself, right? So then I became that symbol in a way where I would just be sitting somewhere, and then a girl would just come sit beside me and rub all over me.
Hey yo.
Just because just because of how they heard about, how I am and how I talk, right? But then you would then say, because people don't find me physically attractive, I can't be a sex symbol. It's only because of how I talk. But that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't discredit it, right? So this whole thing, we're just going in circles, circles, circles. And then even to bring back the topic originally to where it was dating, right? So many things have changed the dating space. The pandemic caused things to be more hyper focused on texting and online social media, and it's no longer a thing about conversation, talking to someone, getting to know someone, being in person. It's over the phone now, right? And there's so many other things that falls into attraction. You can be the ugliest man on earth, but if you have the right walk, if a girl sees you walking and she loves how you walk, then you'll be attractive to her,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you have a good voice. If you could be the ugliest man, but if you smell amazing, if you just smell amazing all the time, then you will be so attractive. And one thing I realize, you can do one thing and someone see you, and then they're attracted to you for the rest of your life.
Yep.
So it's just so circumstantial, but the dating game has just been so hyper focused on physicality, on looks,
Mm-hmm.
on the surface level things, that you can't even fathom how Biggie Smalls became a sex symbol, because you're so hyper focused on physicality, how he looks, it's all about looks. So if
Yep.
you don't have looks, you have nothing. And then you're gonna try to discredit him and say, oh, it's only because of his fame, only because of his money. He's a fraud. That's what I get. You're trying to call him a fraud because he's not a sex symbol for his looks. Come on, guys. Let's
Yep.
be reasonable here. Okay?
That's what I was trying to say.
Let's be so for real here.
And then we
So
get to
listen.
a point where we bring up AI to decide whether or not he's a sex symbol, but interviews from the early ages from actual people that were with him in his industry are not valid. Like this, like I'm tired, bro. I'm tired.
It's a tale as old as time. Back in my day when I was being so wild, when I had glasses on and everybody, they would see girls around me and see me having these girls, and I would get the same reaction as everyone else here. How did he get this girl? He's a fraud. She don't really like him. Look at how he looks. He's wearing glasses. How does she like him when he's wearing glasses? Like, come on, seriously. You see the women around me, and you hear other women talking about me, but yet still, I'm a fraud. You're saying the same thing about Biggie. You hear the interviews, you hear people talk about him, then someone in the comments will say, oh, that's his wife. Of course she'll say that. But how did he get the wife?
That part.
So
Mm-hmm.
if he has a wife, doesn't that mean other women can like him too?
Even before that, Little Kim. Like, people keep
Yeah.
forgetting about that.
Mm-hmm.
You see the evidence and you're still trying to discredit it. Seriously, it's not all about looks. Even money, it's not all about money. You can just have a good conversational skills alone and become a sex symbol. Because they might not like you when they see you, but when they hear you, they love you.
He even said that in what song was it? Damn, I forgot the name.
Like,
But
I've literally had that. Women, a lot. I can tell you so many women who didn't like me just by seeing me, but the moment I talk to them one time, I have them. I was so ugly to them, but I had one conversation with them, then they're mine. That might have been the same case with Biggie. That doesn't mean that he's a fraud now, does it?
Biggie even knew he was ugly and he could still pull women. He even had the song, what did he say, black and ugly as ever. However,
yeah, Big Papa.
he
Yeah, I was thinking
stayed
the same
Gucci
thing.
down to the socks. He knew he had charisma. He knew he had the glow, so to speak. He didn't care how he looked. He stayed fresh. He probably smelled good. So he was pulling the women. He was
Yeah.
able to be a sex symbol.
And you
Mm-hmm.
see, things that make you more masculine or seem more masculine, it helps. Having a deep voice, or just the way how you walk, how you stand. And when they try to do tests on you or try to, berate you, the way how you react to it as well. Because I've had experiences where women don't like me and they're trying to clown me and embarrass me in public, but the way how I handle it, they end up liking me in the end. Just because I didn't allow them to shape my confidence and humiliate me. Then they end up liking me. They say, I like the way how when I was trying to clone you, you didn't let it shake you. I want to shake you in the bed now.
Hey, yo. Yeah, sure. Are you trying to tell us something?
It be like that.
Is
But
this how you became the love? You have a mountain of love. Is this what you trying to tell us?
Oh no!
But it's no reserved, okay? It's no reserved. I'm saved and sanctified. I'm no longer wilding. Right? But the love mountain is here. It's still here.
That is funny.
Don't be fooled by Jamaican Jack Harlow.
Jack Harlow, man. Come on, man.
All right.
Jack Harlow.
Food by the patois.
Oh my days.
All right. Just because of this discussion went on so long, I'm going to be officially making my profile picture in Discord a picture of Ike Turner, just to constantly remind y'all. It's going to be a constant reminder of how goalposts were moved so much in this conversation that I need to remind y'all that it was moved. So Ike Turner will be my profile picture. And it's gonna be the Ike Turner with the.
We talking about Lawrence Fishburne Ike Turner or the real Ike Turner?
I'm talking about real Ike Turner with the ugly bowl cut. I'm doing it, and it's over. Because I need y'all to.
With the wife?
I'll never let y'all forget. I'll constantly remind y'all.
Yeah, one of the baddest women on earth, man.
Was pulling women and cheating on one of the most attractive women at that time, by the way, and was constantly cheating on her.
Yeah. Putting hands on her too.
That too.
And then if the goalpost keeps moving, I will officially make my profile picture David Ruffin, and I'm going to keep going through people that women were willing to risk their life just to sleep with. Just to keep reminding you.
But I never lost one minute of sleep. Damn.
What is going on here?
All right. Do we have another topic, Alex? We getting off of this topic.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, we're moving on to the next topic. Then we gonna wrap it up because your boy is tired, man. Got a long week.
Let's see. Oh, 1 second. Let me get the TikTok.
I was about to make a joke, but this is a Christian channel. Yeah, it is. It's a Christian channel that just got done arguing for 45 minutes about whether or not Biggie Smalls was.
Actually, Squaw's topic was really good. She asked, how do we feel about BET no longer doing the Soul Train Awards, and it was another one. There was another one.
I don't support anything BET got because BET is boy. Let me watch what I say.
Oh, the topic is for everyone, not just us.
Yeah, I know. Is that the topic?
Let me see. I'm trying to find it where she typed the rest of it.
I stopped caring for the BET Awards once I started seeing that this is called Black Entertainment Television, and I started seeing people who were not black winning awards over black people in black entertainment.
Okay. Well, we don't have to do that topic.
No, go. You can do the topic. I'm just waiting for you to. I'm just filling in the space.
She said it was the BET Awards and the Soul Train Awards, so they're getting rid of both.
Okay, well, Squad, come up here because I don't think Alex can find whatever she's looking for. So, Squad, come up here and do your thing.
No, I have the other videos, but it's a different topic. But we don't have to do that.
Okay, well, then we'll just, like I said, we'll have Squad come up and do her topic then.
Hold on. I'm here.
Not you.
This is a crab cake sandwich.
Give me a second.
Biggie Smalls with his shirt off. Biggie Smalls.
Hey, don't do that to her. Tush.
Go to upset my dog.
This channel is also sponsored by Squad Princess's Crab Cake. It not only starts topics, but it also gets Biggie Smalls' shirt off.
Got my dog off late at night. Okay. I don't know too much about it. I just saw it trending on Google. I think it was yesterday. It said that I guess the CEO. I haven't watched the BET Awards or the Soul Train Awards in a long time, like years. I mean, I might have seen some clips on social media or something like that. Might have looked on YouTube for some shows I heard about or some performances, I should say. But I haven't sat down and watched it in years. And I guess I'm getting old. I feel like I'm getting old because my reason sounds like something my mother would have said. I don't know these people. I don't know half these performers. But yeah, I saw it and I was like, I wonder why. Maybe because the views. I don't know.
Well, let's read and find out together.
I found it.
Yep, I have it on screen.
On the breakdown.
I have it on screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. BET Hip Hop Awards and Soul Train Music Awards have been suspended indefinitely. It's less about them being no longer and more about our team having to reimagine them for this changing media landscape that we find ourselves. It says the future of BET Awards and Soul Train Music Awards is in limbo. In a recent interview with Billboard, BET CEO Scott Mills. Now I got a question. What does Scott Mills look like?
Exactly what it sounds like.
No,
not him.
Oh,
I don't think that's him, is it?
I don't. Well, the guy
it's a bald guy.
Was a black guy, I think. And whatever happened to Deborah?
I think she was just the face for a little bit.
Okay.
That is Scott Mills. So BET is linear. We have suspended Soul Train and Hip Hop Award shows, Mills said, referring to the original cable network, but we have a team that's actively thinking about where those award shows might best live as the media climate continues to evolve. They aren't gone. The Soul Train Music Awards premiered in 1987. Viewer concerns for the fate of the show increased in 2024 when BET skipped the ceremony for a year without notice. The official social media accounts for Soul Train have not been active since March 2024, and the BET Hip Hop Awards, which launched in 2006 and have consistently aired annually. The show usually airs in October, while the Soul Train Music Awards have typically been held in November around Thanksgiving. I would say it's less about them being no longer and more about our team having to reimagine for this changing social media landscape we find ourselves in. I think that we're going to see are more people taking franchises, saying this might have started on linear television, but now I'm going to move it to another space. Do I move it to streaming or do I move it to another platform? Mills is still hopeful about the fate of the BET Awards, which launched in June 2001, but has faced a steady decline in viewership over the years. In June 2025, according to Billboard, viewership was from the 18 to 49 demographic dropped by nearly 50% of the previous years. So nobody's watching BET's awards and nobody's watching the Soul Train thing. But it goes back to what I was saying. I stopped caring about BET stuff when it went from being about black entertainment and then we started giving awards to people who were not black in entertainment. So it's just like when you have eight black rappers, and then you have Macklemore, and you let Macklemore win over all those black rappers, it starts to go, maybe this ain't black entertainment no more. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because that space was created because a lot of artists weren't getting credit when it came to like the Grammys, the Oscars, and all that kind of stuff. So it's like you cultivate a space where we can have that ourselves amongst each other, and those that choose to help and contribute towards the BET. But yeah, it has been a huge decline. Even before the pandemic, there was a huge decline when it came to like the BET Awards and stuff like that, and Soul Train Awards, Essence Fest. Like it's a lot of stuff that started to decline when it came to it being televised. And streaming it, watching it has a big part of it. A lot of people don't watch regular like TV anymore, like cable and stuff. So
it makes sense.
I think a lot of the class has been sucked out of those shows with everything that's been transpiring with the acts and everything that's been going on. It's like a lot of people, they don't even want their kids watching the award shows anymore. We used to actually look forward to looking at the BET award shows because you get to see the people that you listen to on the radio, get to see them perform the songs. But nowadays, you scared you might see some type of devil worship on the screen, so you don't even want to look at it for real because you're not knowing what you're looking at anymore. And it's BET to me fell off ever since Big Tigger left off of there. The basement, when the basement was gone, when there was no longer showing videos on BET, I kind of abandoned it immediately. And then when I found out what Tyler Perry had something to do with it, I was like, I'm good. I'm all the way good now. It exactly cooked all the way.
Tyler Perry and Shaquille O'Neal are great like stake investors in BET. So a lot of changes happened when they bought parts of it.
Also, that's why Tyler Perry was creating all them sisters and all them crazy like trash
Sister
shows.
Circle.
Yeah,
shows
like
put on
them
BET.
trash shows. Yeah, people don't like that.
Making all them movies so that they can have spinoffs to go on BET.
Yep.
That's horrible.
You know what's funny though? What's funny is that we don't show up to our own stuff, but yet when it does be out here, when we had the time to, back the time where we have to show up and show out, we'll be the first to criticize it. But yet now now because of us showing up, we have a problem not having it. This goes back to the barber thing, man. Like, and we want stuff for us. We want stuff for us. But here's the thing, though. When it's time for us to show up and support, we don't want to do it. And that's like the new trend now. Everybody want to criticize it and downplay it. And then when it's gone, it's like, oh man, why are they taking stuff from us? Because y'all don't show up.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen in the I don't watch it either. To be honest with you, I don't watch it either. The only time I watch BET if I want to watch my Fresh Prince, I want to watch my Family Matters, if I want to watch my old show sitcoms from back in the day. And hey, on regular TV you can watch that now because you got Dabble. Dabble shows everything. And and they have a good range of it as far as time slots and how to watch it. But nobody's really popping on cable no more because we got streaming, we got other things to watch and occupy our time and be distracted on. I mean, you gotta pick a side. Pick what you want to pick. What you want. If people wanted it to be there, they would be there. Point blank. Period. If they wanted there, they would show up and be there. You know, not just pick and choose what shows come in. And then on top of that, half of these rappers ain't rapping about nothing. The only one I say that's rapping fully is Kendrick. Hands down, Kendrick, Nas, I don't listen to mumble rap, and I dang sure don't listen to all this other rap. But I like the stuff that's coming out of those people's mouths. Jeezy, he always gonna have a special place in my heart, hands down. But
Yeah.
as far as all these other these other nickel and dime rappers out here, man, just getting a deal just because they got a mouthpiece, I like to call it a soapbox theory. I don't fall for that fight. I don't fall for that fight, man. I ain't gonna play in that. Not in that sandbox. I won't. Because rap, when I see, you can say I'm a what they call that. I just saw it on Freaky Friday. She just said it. It's like a generational. I'm a Gen X or generational. It's funny as heck. I'll tell you about it on my review. But anyway, all I'm saying is though, I came from the days of
Oh my gosh,
Grandmaster Flash, Series 5, Cold Crush.
Mm-hmm.
Slick.
Oh no!
Oh, Mr. Yankee, your mic is
Mr. Yankee got
yep,
that they didn't the Autobots done took Mr. Yankee. They didn't snatched him up out that chair, man.
Nah, but
you
Mr.
Decepticons?
Nah, but Mr. Yankee got he bringing up some good points. But not only that, I was watching the Breakfast Club earlier, and they was bringing up good points, like they about the situation, about all the like award shows getting canceled. They was basically saying like all these like popular rappers, they don't want to come to that's what happened to the Source Awards. They don't want to come to all them ghetto award shows, because I remember in 2023 they was calling the BET Awards the EBT Awards. Like they was like really roasting it, and that's what happened to the Source Awards. Like, remember the Hip Hop Source Awards had like when
that
Suge
BET
Knight
took.
when Suge Knight was like, if you don't want to come over and have your executive dancing all in the videos and all that. And when Andre 3000 said the South got something to say, and it was just like a lot of moments. And I don't think now social media like then took over. Like a lot of people ain't on TV. Period. Ratings been going down. Period. So
yeah,
it just not just them. Everybody getting affected. The Grammys, the Oscars. I didn't even know the Oscars was on until Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. We didn't even know the Oscars was on. We like the Oscars on. Like we don't
Too
know.
much
So
bigotry going on.
yeah. So it's like, man, I don't really feel bad, but then at the end of the day, that's just how the world is. Cause even the last BET Awards, Casanat really was the only reason why the younger demographic was really watching it. Cause Kevin Hart brought him backstage, and Kevin Hart know how important these social media streams are. He was like, I'm not gonna accept the hosting thing if you're not gonna be a part of it, because he know Cat could bring in a younger demographic. You know what I'm saying? So even with that, like it was a lot of like viral moments. Like Cat didn't even know who Wale was. You know what I'm saying? He was like, who that? And he was shaking his head, and Wale kind of got into his feelings because the regular celebrities are jealous of these streamers, because they not, now they got to go to, instead of going to a radio station, they got to go sit down with them for like an hour on stream, and they don't want to do that. So they really jealous too, cause when Nicki Minaj got, she was like, she declined like Hot 97 or like one of these popular like news platforms to just go on Kyle Stream, and that opened the window. So all these celebrities like, man, I don't got to go to these radio stations and do fake promo. I could just go on stream. Oh yeah. And that changed she changed the game with that, going on Castle stream. That was huge. Cause now they don't got to do regular promotion. They could just go on there, and then the streamers, they don't ask them hard questions. They don't. They just be vibing with them. Like
Yeah.
so, yeah. So it's like jealousy, kinda. But that's a
Yeah.
whole nother thing. But it kind of go with this. But yeah, that's all I got to say.
Hey, shout out to Spike.
Appreciate you, Smile. Yeah, it's
I gotta
gonna
add
it's
on to
gonna
what
take a
Simon
turn.
said, man. I gotta add because guess what's gonna happen? All the radio stations is gonna be a pipe dream, just like cable. It's all gonna be streaming. Like you're gonna have your streamers become what back in the day used to be the VJs, like Donnie Simpson and stuff. Those days is old. Now you're gonna have these new age streamers like KiteZz and everybody else that's influencing to bring out these artists and promote them. Now the demographic as well as the dynamic of radio is going to change because that's why everybody got iHeartRadio and all this other stuff and TV One and all that. That's going to be a thing of the past now. You're going to have streamers actually become VJs and explain like what music is good. They're going to be like the de facto of what music is.
They do it now on TikTok.
I mean, the main, and if it ain't on TikTok, they 9 to the 10, they ain't gonna vibe with it. They ain't gonna rock with it at all. That means record sales gonna go down drastically, and these record companies are not gonna just try to strong arm everybody just to get their deals and stuff. They're not. They're gonna go by what the team.
Yeah, I think these.
Oh, Mr. Yankee, you are getting cooked. Hold on.
I think everything for it as well. Because these bots buying up all this stuff and making it seem like people really listening to this music, and then when they get on stage at these awards places, because these bots made them win, people sitting in the audience like, who is this clown? What is this stuff? What is this mess on stage? But it was all because of bots and that people done bought up, and not really listeners that really wanted to hear that stuff. So that's why I've noticed plenty of times where they strolling in the audience at these award shows. You got people face all frowned up, like, what is this crap? And then they notice the camera on them, and then they try to switch their face up real quick. So it's like people just is not really feeling the music anymore. Even with the live performances, you got people on stage with these live performances, and these performances are terrible. You're like, how are these people famous? I could have an album, and these people on stage like sounding terrible like this. And we supposed to be happy and wanting to see this award show. Nobody's going to be paying to see these garbage people on stage. I think that's why these award shows are falling by the wayside, because they got all these new artists up here, which are they're studio artists, which means they can only sing because of the people in the studio.
Engineering, yeah,
exactly, because of the engineering. As soon as you get on stage, you sound like a bucket of dog water under some sand. I mean, come on now. I didn't heard so many of these celebrities, people up here singing, and I'm like, what in the world is this crap? And I'll look over to the side, and these young folks got their eyes closed, just vibing. I'm like, what in the world? Like, what are y'all on right now?
He said a bucket of dog water.
It's
like they in a seance.
It is. It's heartbreaking, man. You hear all this on the radio, and you're like, oh my God, y'all like this stuff? I mean, I ain't trying to name drop, but it's so many people out here right now that's male artists even, like, they sound terrible. And I'm like, damn, baby, I could have had me an album. I could have threw something out there real quick. I mean, let me get on. I can sound better than this. And that's pretty much the way the industry is going right now. And I think that's why these award shows are cooked, because nobody wants to see that crap on stage. It's bad enough we got to hear it on the radio all the time because of this algorithm. They try to make you like the song. You didn't heard it 25 times in one day. I mean, nobody wanted to hear that stuff on stage.
Appreciate it.
Another thing.
He was talking his talk.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Please tell me y'all can hear me.
Yeah, after Mr. Yankee, it's gonna be Bear Claw. Go ahead, Mr. Yankee.
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. When the love was left off of music, when they took the words love, respect, and power from lyrics of music, that's when you knew there was a doomsday clock. The doomsday clock was what started. And now look at it. There ain't no Luther. There ain't Genuine is getting old. All the old R&B heads that we used to grow up with, even Mary's getting up there too. MJB is getting up there. but she still look fine though. But I digress. The whole point about it is when you take the love out of what you selling, as far as what you put out in this world, as far as your music, that's when you lost already. You lost your demographic, and you probably lost your soul because how much you have to sell to get a deal, and then you selling yourself out. Either way it goes, but try not to sell yourself out. The main thing about it is sell the music, not your soul. And now the whole thing's gotten twisted.
Mhm.
And it's easier for more white people as well as other races to come in and capitalize on what you were supposed to do and represent. Prime example, M. Everybody loves M. I think M is the only one I can truly say that we can give him a pass to become a black boy, because he was raised in these streets, like literally raised in these streets. And I know Eminem, so don't. Hey, I know M. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
No. Y'all gonna stop doing that. Stop. No, I don't give a crap. Stop doing that. Y'all.
It gives too much entitlement to other people when you hear that.
Y'all be giving so many free passes, bro. I don't give a crap if he rap like us, talk like us, act like us.
But the dude earned his stripes, though. He earned his stripes.
I don't give a crap if he earned 30 stripes. That's an awfully hot coffee pot. No, I don't like that. What are we talking about?
He earned the stripes that look. He earned the stripes that look good, but at the end of the day, when he get pulled over, he ain't get the same stripes that we got.
Fell down the stairs and oh no, I hurt my elbow.
It's like, and it's not even me taking away. That's not even me taking away from Eminem as a rapper. Eminem is a phenomenal rapper, but I'm not giving him no black pass because he's a good rapper. The dude that, bro, I'm not doing that. No. Because at the end of the day, it's just a matter of.
No, go ahead.
It's a matter of, bruh. At the end of the day, we giving them passes to it, but at the end of the day, when they all come through it, when they point it out, they still gonna give him the safety of he gonna get his treatment as he gets treated with his skin tone, regardless of if we validate or accept him on our skin tone. That's the thing. It's like we can't do the same. We can't sit there and take our country. There's a black guy that's killing the country game right now. He's killing the country game, but they're not over there going, you know what, man? What'd you say?
Shabuzi.
You're referring to Shabuzi.
That's probably his name.
Right. It's Shabuzi. He killing the country game right now. But I'm not hearing white people go, you know what? He's an honorary white now. Like, you don't hear that. So it's like, bro, black people, stop doing that. They not doing it for us. Stop doing it for them. They let them.
And what makes it so bad?
Let him be a rapper, bro.
A lot of them white rappers, they start off rapping just to get started. And as soon as they get famous, they switch back over to that alternative stuff. Like Post Malone, he started off rapping. And then as soon as everybody validated him, like Eminem, that's when he jumped back over to the white stuff. And then MGK, he got murdered by Eminem, and then now he wants to go jump back over to the white people stuff. I mean, people call them quote unquote industry plants because they're trying to push some type of quote unquote agenda. So that's why a lot of people are upset when they're like, yeah, he's an honorary black. But I see exactly what you're saying, KiteZz. They're not going to do that to Shabuzi. They're not going to say, oh, he's an honorary white. He's good with us now. Mm-hmm. He's an honorary country guy with us now. They didn't do that to Beyonce. They wouldn't let her do that. And she tried to do it. And she tried it. So I see exactly what you're saying, KiteZz. I see why you're frustrated with it because it's good for them, but it's not good for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the.
All right, Bear Claw, you're next.
Yeah, Bear Claw got it. It's like the cookout thing. We stay doing you're invited to the cookout. You're invited to the cookout. Are we invited to the what do they do?
The hoot nanny?
The banquet.
Are we invited to the ball? I think that's a good one. That's a good one. But
they have the same. They have the same things that we have. It's just different.
No, it's an expression.
Cultures different.
It's the
yeah,
expression.
no, I get it.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
They said that. No, don't do that because we got Harmonizer in here, and Harmonizer, she Harmonizer don't eat no salad with raisins. So
I do. Shoot. I put cranberries in my salad and everything.
Thank you, Harmonizer. See, Harmonizer is the official representation. She said the luncheon. The luncheon or get together. Thank you, honorable Harmonizer. She's the voice of the people. She said the luncheon. Yo, go ahead.
Wow,
go ahead.
my homeboy just.
Go ahead, Brickler.
This man.
Go ahead, Brickler. Hello? Is he cooked? R.I.P.
Hold on.
Where Bear Claw at?
I'll come back in. Okay.
He's gonna come back in. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, give him a second.
All right. Well, until he comes back, D-Matt, you got anything to say, brother?
Yeah. How I feel about BET in general. Aaron McGruder said it perfectly in the Boondocks. You ain't for me, dog. I seen what you've been posting on your channel. It ain't for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say I did grow up watching like stuff on BET, and when I was younger, yeah, it was nice. Like I actually used to want to see 106 in Park and like actually watch things on BET. But like after a while, you could tell they just didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like the shows went bad, and then after the shows went bad, if you start going to like the award shows that they do, it's like if your regular shows are bad, I'm already tuning out to the channel. And then now you're doing the award shows, but you know, belittling all the black artists and doing all types of crazy nonsense on the side. So now we just like, yo, what's the point? What am I gonna watch your channel for? And you throw on things that people want to watch, but they're all reruns. So you throwing on like Martin. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go tune into Martin because I can't really watch it anywhere else unless I got it on DVD or something. Like, you ain't really got nothing for the community. You stop being for the community. I'm tired of watching Bebe Kids. I don't know why you keep throwing that on. Like, that's why people think it's ghetto.
Baby Boy been on repeat. They got
exactly.
They gonna milk Baby Boy to the ground.
Tyree still collecting checks off that. No,
Baby Boy gonna be a man after that. Grown boy.
All right, Bear Claw.
Big boy.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. I was about to say I was trying to get in the kitchen. But you know, I had to get my meal ticket.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's up, y'all? I got a few things before I get into my main point. I'm gonna keep it quick though. Somebody in here mentioned Big Tigger, the basement. Dude, you brought me all the way back. That was BET at its finest. I think that was during the AJ and Free days. Even Terrence J and Roxy. So, you know, BET used to be a staple in my household. Like I used to come home, go to my great aunt Marion's house, hang out with my cousins, watch 106 in Park. BET was a thing. You know, I ain't gonna act like it wasn't a thing. At one point, the way Yankee said about he thinks Kendrick's the only one spitting right now. But you just gotta listen to more hip hop beyond what's being played on the radio. He ain't the only one spitting, but I can understand him coming from a mindset of, he's the only popular one I think is really even saying something, because it can be looked like that from a package standpoint in the mainstream. But I want to say one more thing before I get into my main point about Eminem. Listen, I don't give him a pass either, and I'm from Detroit. But when it comes to hip hop, we all know he's that dude, period. So when it comes to a BET Hip Hop Awards, I'm not mad at him getting an award because that man, in my eyes, lives and breathes hip hop. He fits the mold of hip hop to me more than a Macklemore, so to speak, who kind of leans more into pop. You know what I'm saying? Like if you say one of the best rappers alive, and you mention Eminem, you're not gonna get much pushback from me. You mentioned someone like Vanilla Ice, I'm smacking you. Like you know what I mean? Like you're not gonna get pushback from me. So when it comes to a BET Hip Hop Awards, that's not out of left field for me for him to be nominated or win an award in that space. Now, when it comes to BET Awards, you know, I share the sentiment of like what Donald Glover said, that says, I'd make more sense that I got more Grammys than Will Smith, but I got the same amount of BET Awards as Sam Smith. You know what I'm saying? How does that make sense? Like, that literally does not make any sense.
That's a bar.
Yeah, it was. And he was up there joking. He said, listen, if you want me to remake Baby Boy and have me be Tyrese smacking Yvette a few times to give me more awards, I'll do it. You know, that was him making a joke, but he really looked like he was hurt on that stage. And this is Donald Glover, you know what I'm saying? This ain't no slouch. This guy brought us Atlanta, you know, a couple great albums. You know, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the remake series. This man been putting in work. So I can understand his sentiment, but it's like when you Lando, he brought Lando back. Like, so when you look at things like that and you look at what BET is now, you know, I love Baby Boy as a movie. I think it's a great film. If you haven't seen it, the 24 hours a day time frame that has been played on BET, I recommend you watch it. But I don't even want to watch that movie anymore because I've seen it on BET so many times. Like, it made me not like the movie anymore because they played it so many times. You know, when you like a movie, but you see it so many times on TV that it goes, I like that movie, but I can't stand that movie. Because you see it's been thrown in your face too many times, like Avatar when it was blowing up. So I say all that to say, when Tyler Perry came along and brought some original programming to the series, even with my own mama, you know, she had BET Plus and she was watching the shows. And then one day I asked my mom, I said, hey, you still got your BET Plus? She says, no. I said, what's wrong, mama? She says, man, the guy who made All the King's Men, he fell out with the network. And I said, I'm just tired of these people. Like, that was a good show. Like, she was invested in a show like All the King's Men. And when it comes to, like, us doing our own people a certain type of way, or things not being, grace not being given, and things of that nature, y'all know what I'm saying. Like, there's people like my mom that still kind of, like, you know, support the channel, that be like, well, dang, I like that show. You telling me you couldn't go to that show because of pettiness? Isn't it supposed to be BET? So I say all that to say, look, man, at some point people see through the fluff. Like, the BET Awards wasn't really the BET Awards anymore. I appreciated KiteZz Night coming. I like KiteZz Night, but at the end of the day, who really cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, in the Soul Train Awards, I didn't even know that was still a thing. So I say I don't want to be the man that downs other Black entertainment or downs a vision where Black is successful, Black excellence is shown. But if Black excellence is shown in mud, is it really Black excellence? Or is it just a vision of Black excellence?
Talk about it.
Yeah, that's just my take.
Okay. Shout out Bear Claw.
Love that talk, man.
Don't
I think
me.
it's.
Don't at me. Been up here.
Don't at me.
Don't at me. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, what's going on, gang?
How you doing, family?
Doing good. It's been a while, but I agree with Bear Claw with the let's see, with Eminem getting an award at the BET Awards, but I agree for a different reason. So I agree because like artists are products of a company, right? I just view Eminem as a product of a Black group, Dr. Dre and them. That's the only reason. Like, I feel what Bear Claw was saying, you know, he lives and breathes hip hop, but he doesn't really originate from the culture, so to speak, specifically on the Black aspect of it, because it's going to be a little bit different growing up in poverty if you're white. So I disagree with Bear Claw a little bit on that. But to move past that, BET Awards, and do I care? No. I'm going to be honest. BET Awards ain't really been hidden ever since we started giving away the culture. I'm going to be honest, just keep it a stag. We started, what was it, 1996? Rap music used to be the music that bred super predators. And they had that Violent Crime Act bill in New York. Hillary Clinton said that. And that's when rap music wasn't what it is now. Nowadays, rap music is the #1 genre. You have Hispanic artists. It's even popping over there in Asia. They're rap artists now too. So it's just because we gave away the culture basically by being a little bit too inclusive, kind of what Pikes was saying, giving everybody a pass. So I get what you're saying about the Eminem thing. My second point also is artists are no longer artists. Majority of these artists are just kind of entertainers. I'm gonna be honest. They don't write their own material. They don't have any real vocals. They don't live the stuff they're talking about. It all looks good on social media. They press it to a massive or larger audience. Sorry. And majority of the time, that larger audience is gonna be not black. I'm gonna be honest. We're only 17% of the population here. If you want to make money as a label company, you're gonna have to press to the other demographics. So I don't think BT really is for black people anymore. It hasn't been for a while, as many others have already pointed out. So it's kind of inevitable.
Right. Hey,
appreciate your game.
Yeah.
That's all I had.
Hey, he cooked
Appreciate
up.
you.
Shout out to Don't Ant
Yeah,
Me.
he did.
He cooked up.
Yeah.
All right.
Who we got left?
Let's go with.
We got Miles and Joshua left.
Okay. So whatever one, Miles or Joshua. Oh, don't be too excited to speak, no.
Hello.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Where do I begin? In Jamaica here, race isn't really that big of a thing or that big of a discussion. However, I want to touch on one thing. Like, I don't know if it's an American thing, but black people being a minority, I don't know if it's because of the victim mentality or people so stuck back in the days of slavery or whatever the case may be. I feel like sometimes we are just too open and too quick to let someone be a part of our culture or be a part of us. Eminem as a white man because him rap good. Oh, you're now black. You're invited to the cookout. Oh, if you just follow our culture, dress like us, talk like us for long enough, you're a part of us. I don't know. I think we should have a little bit more pride than that because, as you said, white people don't do that. You could talk like them, sing like them, dress like them, all you like. They would never classify you as one of their own. They'll be friends with you, yes, they like you, they love you, but you won't ever say, yeah, we see them as black. No.
I gotta put a disclaimer though, as we are getting to this conference. I gotta put a disclaimer as we are getting to this.
But no. Okay. BET. You can still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead. Finish it.
Yeah, he was doing this disclaimer real fast.
Yeah, I was trying to do a disclaimer saying that this is not conversation to push out any race or anything like that. So I don't want, because we do have a diverse group of listeners, I don't want listeners to feel like we're saying like, get up out of our area, don't be over here. It's not what we're saying at all. We're saying when it comes down to it, there is a point where black people unfortunately have this mindset where we have to say like, oh, because somebody does something that we do, they're part of us. And that it's like, no, you can still be in the house, chilling in the house, but that don't mean you suddenly can go paint your skin and now you feel what I'm saying? Be yourselves and do y'all thing. And at the end of the day, just be people. But it's like, I don't know what it is about black culture. We always have this thing where we have to like over exude it. I think
jump people in.
Yeah, it's like, bro, you can still, you feel me? You can still be on the block and be Hispanic. You can still be on the block and be Asian. You can still be on the block and be, you feel me? We don't have to suddenly convert you to an honorary black person because you chill with us. Like, we don't have to do that. You don't have to lose you can be proud in your whiteness, your Hispanicness, your Asianness, and still kick it. You don't gotta be, you feel me? You don't gotta be black light. You feel what I'm saying? That's my disclaimer. So I don't wanna push nobody out the community. You safe over here, but You safe as yourself. Be yourself. You don't gotta fit in and mold with us. That's all I'm saying.
That remind me of that. I was asking Nikki about the girl that did that line dance, Janelle Sindad. She wasn't even the one that created the dance, but being that people thought she was white doing the dance, she was more popular doing the dance. But once people found out that she wasn't white, then she lost her popularity. So that's kind of like what is going on with this society. It's like, oh, because the white person is doing something that black people do and they're doing it pretty well, now they're popular, quote unquote. But once they found out that, I think her, what is it, Zendaya?
Zendaya?
Yeah, she's no, not Zendaya. It was like some little line dance that a black woman had made up, but she didn't get any traction behind it because the girl that started doing the dance was seemingly a white girl doing it, and they said she looked better doing it.
Oh yeah, I know what he talking about. He talking about it's this white girl on TikTok that was doing that
Yeah.
boots around dance, and they thought she was white, but it turned out that she was a black girl, and so
Yeah, she mixed.
Yeah, she mixed. Yeah, it went viral on TikTok.
And they were trying to give her. They were saying, "Yeah, she got a pass. She can come to the cookout just because she could do that dance so well." But
we make
she
it
just
so easy for
overshadowed-
people.
Yeah, she just overshadowed the black girl that actually created the dance. It got to a point where they were on TikTok, the one that created the dance, and that girl, they were on the stage together, and they were like supposedly battling it out. And everybody was going for the other girl because she was seemingly a white girl doing a black girl dance really well.
Yeah, but the white girl turned out to be a black girl all along. And the crazy thing about it is the white girl, she was the one that made the Boots on the Ground song go crazy viral. Cause it's insane.
It's called Dangerous, not Boots on the Ground.
Right. It was another one that was called Boots on the Ground.
Yeah, that's the one that's famous now, but that's what a dude sang it. I'm talking about the one with the it's like it was one of the old school songs, and it was a line dance behind it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was another one that was a white girl doing the Boots on the Ground song, and it went crazy, and they thought she was white, but it turned out she was black.
Yeah, it was. We talk about the same people. It just wasn't the Boots on the Ground dance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the dance and the song are two different things.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, he talking about just the dance, cause I'm thinking like the song. So that's
they
the dance to the song.
No, Boots on the Ground is completely different from what the girl doing. The girl doing the dance is called what, Dangerous or something. The line dance she's doing is called Dangerous, and the black girl made it up. You're thinking about the Boots on the Ground, which got the fan and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Where that fans at? Yeah, you think about that one.
Okay.
Yeah, they two separate ones. Two completely separate ones. But yeah, she got famous because they thought she was a white girl.
I don't know if I got cut out, but essentially what KiteZz said, that's what I was saying, you know. And honestly, it kind of diminishes the black culture because I think it goes as an unspoken joke at this time. All you need to do is just dance like a black person, talk like a black person, or do something that black people like, and all of a sudden you're classified as black. Even with 6ix9ine, right? I personally hate the N-word because the logic behind it, someone calls you something bad, so you will call yourself it to get power or empower yourself. To me, that doesn't make sense. You're still calling yourself the belittling thing. However, with 6ix9ine, all of a sudden people accept him as black. He's even saying the N-word without no repercussions, and it's okay just because he can rap like a black person and he's around black people. It just diminishes it, you know. And then now going to BET, in the beginning when I was a young lad, a wee little lad with my eyes at my knees, BET was cool, it was catered towards the black people, but as it became more mainstream, it moved from being catered to black people to being catered to the mainstream.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did you get cooked? Did I get cooked?
Am I getting cooked?
I think.
Were you talking just now? Because
I think I got cooked.
oh, okay.
No,
I didn't hear nothing after like for a
no,
cool second.
Joshua keeps going in and out.
Oh, okay.
I think that's how he accidentally got cut off last time because we thought he was done talking.
Ain't no way.
I can hear Yash now. Joshua, I can hear him now.
Anyway, to fill
Somebody say something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Somebody got to say something.
Is Miles still here? Because I mean,
I'm here.
Okay,
can
cool.
you hear me?
Yeah,
we can
hear you. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh my days. Yeah, so basically I was saying that in the beginning BET was catered to blacks because it wasn't as mainstream and they didn't have to think about pleasing the higher ups. Now it seems as though as long as you're able to go mainstream, as long as you please the higher ups, as long as you fit a certain agenda, then you'll be promoted or then it will be classified black culture. But
Right.
now it seems as though they no longer see black culture as what you would call it profitable or being able to be mainstream. So they're now essentially leaving it in the dust.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I personally think it's better that BET will be gone because then that will open up the space for something else to be the main frame of black culture. You know, now is the time for innovation so that we can really see something authentic, genuine, real, you know. So that's it for me for now, guys.
Okay, shout out to Joshua. Okay, Miles, you're good. You can go next, and then we'll close out.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't answer at first. I guess when you guys had us between me and Joshua, yeah, I was on the phone with my father actually. We was because I'm a very hard-headed individual. I had to find out more about this Biggie thing, so I called my people and make sure that I wasn't tripping or make sure that I got the real information. So I'm glad that my dad gave me the talk and he told me what was really like, what was the idea of the whole Biggie thing back then. I was really happy about that. So I was like, thanks, Pop. I gotta go. So I got my answer. It was a lovely discussion. But this debate though, this whole debate about the BET Awards, did the goalposts get moved during everybody's example? Did we go from the award shows being, do we like them on or off, or did it went from that to culture vulturing? Did the goalposts get moved, or are we still on the same topic of how do we feel about the show not airing now?
We're still on the same time. We're still.
No,
well, I thought we were still on the same
I
topic.
think we're using goalpost in the wrong.
That's not. Yeah.
We're using.
It's still the same topic
in the wrong term. It's more of like the conversation shifted, or it could have been subcategorized because it was still talking
moving the
about,
goalposts.
Moving the goalposts is when you try to take when you try to ask somebody for an answer, and then when they give you the answer, you add more restrictions to limit the answer, or you devise the question away so that the answer that they gave you is going to be wrong, even though it basically answered what you were asking. But it was the same subject. We were talking about BET in general, and we were talking about like why do we feel like BET and Soul Train Awards and all that are failing, or do we feel like how do we feel about the news of them failing? And it also turned into a lot of people said that the reason why they felt like BET was failing was because it stopped being about black culture, and then it turned into so acceptance into black culture of how The same way BET started allowing other cultures to win awards better than black people. It's the same thing, vice versa, with all the other parts of culture.
Okay. So I do like that they took they took the award show off, only because I know the biggest thing I noticed was watching them was the artists were never there. They would win it, they would get an award, and then it was somebody else that would claim it on their behalf. And it was like a constant thing. It was like you might have one artist there, 20 of them not. So it just got to the point where it's like, well, if they're not coming, why should we spend our time? The biggest thing though that I noticed with those shows, and I do like that they canceled it, because then you can always bring it back later and people would have an appreciation for it. Take a break from it and revamp it. The biggest thing I noticed is that evolution is fair. I mean, the show has to evolve. It's kind of what I harped on with the Pop the Balloon show. I think just things has to evolve. You can't keep doing the same thing. After a while, it gets stale, and that's just a fact of just anything of entertainment base. One of the things I love about WWE out of any other entertainment brand is that they're the only true company of entertainment that is constantly revamping. There was a situation where Vince McMahon was not trying to revamp. He was just trying to sit in his way and be stuck on just stay stagnant. And at one time, even WWE was dropping a lot in the ratings. But then not too long ago, Vince McMahon, had to step down, and man, WWE got back out there and just took the world by storm yet again, doing everything like 5, 6, 7, 8 years ahead of schedule. So they're literally ahead of the curve every day. They understand hey, go get the best wrestlers from Japan, from New Japan Pro Wrestling, put them on our company. Hey, go get the best Mexican wrestlers and bring them over to our company. It's time we can't just keep having America this, America that. Maybe, all these black fans, maybe it's time we start having black champions more. Maybe it's time we start adding some more cursing. Maybe it's time we change the camera equipment. Maybe, they're always constantly evolving. I just think the BET award show and all the other award shows, I think you have to evolve it. It's okay for KiteZz not to be a host, I believe, because if he's bringing the audience that is generating the most money, well, then it's his turn to rise now. I know sometimes as older people, we like it the way we're used to, but things have to evolve. If the best rapper is an Asian guy, well, then so be it. It's BET Awards. He's a rapper. Let's say, for example, an Asian guy or a Japanese guy. He's a rapper doing the black culture, basically. So he still represents the black culture, even though he's from another race. It's still a part of us, in a sense. Not saying he's black. I'm just saying that as evolution comes, it doesn't matter what we do. Anytime we try to do something, it's going to evolve into other races getting into it. Just a matter of time. There was a time where literally boxing and basketball was an all-white sport. And then what happened? 100 years later, we came in and did what we did, and everything just evolves, and you just got to just go with the evolution. And I think the people who are in power, I think they're the ones that has to go. If anything that has to go, it's the people in power who are the ones pushing the buttons. I think they're the ones that has to go, because the ones pushing the buttons is what's ruining the bottom part of the show. Get some new blood. I think too many of the old heads on all these TV shows, I think they're so stuck on the old way of things that it's not working in today's time. I think Smiley said, streamers are taking over it. That's just what it is today. Those are the new entertainers that the young kids like. That's just how it goes right now. Things might change the next 10 years. We don't know, but I think you just got to just change and revamp. I think if you're going to do a show that's catered to an artist, I think you should have an artist show, an artist award show, and then an entertainers award show. Because I believe entertainment and artists are two different things, right? So you got entertainers who are not, it's kind of like we say in the comedy game, there's comics and then there's a comedian. A comic and a comedian are not the same. A comedian is somebody that makes you think. A comic just say funny things, like potato salad, and then everyone just laughs. He's not funny. He just says funny stuff. But a comedian will make you think.
Right.
He's an artist. He makes you think about stuff and brings the humor in hard situations. That's why it's a difference. So I just think these award shows should cater to the entertainers, and then have an award show that's catered to an artist.
Right.
And then I think that actually changed the whole dynamic of things. And yeah, that's kind of how I see it. I don't see I like that they canceled it only because people are not watching it. So if people are not watching it, cancel it. It's just that simple. It's it's okay. I don't personally. I didn't really care who won the awards. The one, if you're a good artist, because I grew up watching like the Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz was a movie where they didn't go crazy for sex appeal or didn't go crazy for entertainment followers or who was richer or who looked better. Whoever was best for the role got the role, and that was it. If you could sing and act, you got the role. If you could remember your lines and you was the best one at the audition, you got the role. And then so back then it was artist driven. Then they switched to more entertainment driven. And so and if it's okay, you just make sure you understand what your audience level is and push that, as opposed to trying to say, hey, this is for the artist, but then the artists get there and it's all entertainers. Well, so now you're just lying. Now you're lying to us in a sense. So it's like, if you want to make an entertainment award show, make it that, acknowledge it as that, and we can just move on from it. And then if you just have an award show for artists, to give them their just dues on another show, another platform. And who knows, maybe they might have award shows just online instead of doing it like on TV like they used to. Right. Things will change. I mean, TV is always changing, so it's like who knows what's going to happen. They might not even do an award show. They might just do one just on Facebook Live or something like that. It might not even be on. It can always change. They might just do it from. I think they had an award show not too long ago from. I think during the pandemic they didn't even do an award show. I think they did like something that was like on like a Uvu FaceTime award show or something like that. So
they're just gonna go back to the drawing board with it. I think that's what it is. See what profits, what sells.
Right. I agree, Alex. And I don't mind things canceling. I personally like when things cancel because then you miss it. And then the demand for missing it makes people want to bring it back. So
bring it back better.
So it's actually, you can find good and bad in all kinds of things too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point, Miles.
Oh, and my father wanted me to tell y'all too that told me to say apologize.
What happened to Miles?
They just try to kick us out the matrix, man. They try to kick us out the matrix, man, because the truth needs to be sold, not to be told. Truth needs to be told, not to be sold. Go ahead.
Oh, I got booted out. That's okay. That's fine. No, my father wanted me to apologize. Him and my cousins, I had them on like a big phone call. We was talking about it and we was like trying to move on from it. They broke it down to me very carefully, and they told me exactly what was what back then, like what it was like in the city, like because I was only like 6 around that time, so I don't remember as much as they do because they was in their 15s and 20s, so they have a whole different mindset than I did. So they broke it down a lot better about the whole Biggie sex symbol thing, and I'm glad that they broke it down that way. There was definitely everybody was right in a sense. So he definitely wanted me to tell y'all that apologize, because he said he said some things about what I was saying. He said you got to understand their point of view is going to be different from your point of view. So you got to let them have it. And so he's like, because they're really right from what they know. So you can't really say that they're wrong because they don't know what you know. So they're really right for what Biggie meant to the world. So in the sense, in the world, he was that dude, to the people in Fulton Street and the people out there, Brownsville and you know what I'm saying, and East New York, they got a different outlook on Christopher than the world, with Biggie. So y'all was definitely right on what y'all said about Biggie. I was using too much emotion on what I knew of him versus what the masses was saying. So the masses, they got to win the narrative because the masses is larger than Brooklyn. Brooklyn is very tiny. So the narrative is right. Biggie was a sex symbol to the world when the songs came out, and people wanted to get a big boy. That's just what it was. They wanted a big boy who could be a little smooth, wore some nice clothes and smell good. That's just what it was. But to us back home, different story though. But the narrative is right though. He was definitely a sex symbol. Yes.
You know what? It takes a big man to admit that, and I'm proud of you.
I think it was a good discussion overall because, like I said, it was, people are gonna see our perspective on it, and then people are gonna see your perspective on it, and so on and so forth. So, I don't think anybody.
Alex,
wrong.
he definitely made it very clear though. He definitely made it very clear though to everybody who was there, who from the area. No, nobody found him attractive like that, not at all. There's like not even the girls. They said it started working mainly when he got with Faith. He said that's when it happened, but the girls didn't really go like, oh, he's fine. They just liked his music. He said his music was fine, but not him. They was more gravitating towards Heavy D from New York.
Yeah, a lot of women love Heavy D. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't care.
I was just about to say that, man, but I was just about to say that, but I didn't want to be like age myself. I didn't want to age myself. I was just about to say my boy Heavy D, man, but I didn't want to age myself.
Yeah,
I could go back to even further. Bad Boys, Prince Marky D. You can hate it or love it though. If it wasn't for Prince Marky D, we would never have R. Kelly.
This is true.
From the Fat Boys, and that's a music fact, and that's a well-known New York fact. Period. That's just facts.
Yeah, no, he's right.
And he was like the first pretty boy, other than Heavy D, that was getting them bras like that. And especially Buffy and the one that lost weight, Miles. What's my man that was with the Fat Boys? He used to be real big, and then he lost all that weight when the Fat Boy was gone. Now he's the only fat boy up. No, he's still alive.
Talking about the short chubby one,
He's still alive.
The one that was going.
Yeah,
that one.
No, that's Buffy. Buffy died. I'm talking about the other one. There's Prince Marky D died. Buffy died. No, that's Prince Marky D. He died.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. We dragging it a little bit. We are.
I had a question.
We approaching the 3 hour mark. You feel what I'm saying? So let's try to. You feel me? What was your question?
I'll wrap it up. I can wrap.
No, what was your question?
I did have a topic, or because I was watching how Mr. Yankee, he had like his like discussion that he wanted to like drop, movie reviews, stuff like that, which I think is pretty cool. I had something that I've been sitting on, and I remember Nitra told me to bring it up a while back ago, and I never really had the chance to. But I feel like I'm a real good expert when it comes to communicating with people.
Okay.
And I wanted to like do something. Maybe I'll do something next week or something like that, where I could just give 5 tips on just good communication, because I just think we've really lost communication in this world. It's a very dangerous thing to not have good communication, because without good communication, everything falls in life. So I was just trying to, wanted to help people and teach people how to actually talk again and how to communicate, like some good tips on how to speak to people, how to speak to others and how to use your words and how to have a conversation and not sound like you know what you're talking about and stuff like that. Just how to speak to people and be social again, because I just think that's such a lost art these days. And I wanted to like put together 5 good tips to maybe people can learn and people can use in their everyday life, whether you're getting a relationship or getting a job or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't see the problem with that. I feel like Alex is, the funny part is Alex has been putting in the Discord asking people like if you guys wanted to add segments and do stuff like that, and people don't be responding to her, but yeah, that's the whole point of her asking that, for stuff like that. So yeah, I support it by all means. I have no problem adding that to the podcast, because at the end of the day, it's like, it don't hurt to have stuff like that to it. I would say if you can get it planned out, and then we can set aside a time for it in next week's podcast. That way you have your full allotted time to do it. The reason why I'm ending the podcast, or trying to get up out of here, is I have stuff to do in the morning, and so I can't be up too late on this Friday. So I'm trying to wrap it up as Mr. Yankee do his segment. But of course, Miles, I 100% would love you to do that segment. So if that's something that you want to do, then by all means, we'll try to get that in We'll try to get that in next
Yeah,
week.
because we're gonna try to restructure Flock Talk a little bit.
Mhm.
Because everybody wants to add like certain segments and stuff. It's just it has to flow and make sense with how we're trying to do it.
Yeah.
So,
but I think that's a great idea.
and that way I know who's doing what week and who, like, we'll rotate it, or we'll have a couple people, do it and stuff like that. Even it don't even have to be the tips. If you want to throw some jokes or whatever the case may be, I'm gonna do a whole thing. Y'all see it in the Discord. I'll get it situated.
Miles, do you have one ready, like one tip ready that you can give real briefly?
Oh, sure.
Okay. Yeah, give us one good tip.
Well, one tip I would say is for women, I would say when you're talking to a guy, understand that you use way more words than men. So it would be a good idea to shorten up what you're trying to say to a man, because people's attention spans are pretty short. So when you're communicating a lot of words, you're going to turn the guy's brain off and he ain't listening no more. So trying to communicate a bunch of stuff, he's not listening, he doesn't care. So, and for the men talking to women, get to your point, but use true emotion, actually sound like you care, and like talking like you care. Women like when you care, so it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So if you're showing that you truly care, she's going to pick up on that. It doesn't have to be long or short. Just just say what you feel and just feel what you say, and say what you mean what you say. And that's pretty much, that's a nice little brief little kind of introduction to it.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. I like it. So yeah, we can for sure start doing that. I got you, Moss. Just make sure y'all
Is anybody going on chili mode?
I feel like everybody normally is. I know me, I'm going straight to bed. But if Alex stays up, then she'll be in there if she is. But yeah.
Wait, so do you guys got to be on there do you guys have to be on there for us to go on there, or can we just go on there?
No, the community
Discord
is for y'all.
Yeah, everything in the Discord y'all have access to. Y'all can freely do whatever y'all want. If y'all want to do movie nights, y'all don't have to wait for us to do it. Y'all don't have to even wait to do polls or anything for us. The Discord is completely.
We're trying to boost
for
engagement
y'all.
with the Discord, but
yeah, everything is completely based on y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Shout out to Miles. All right, Mr. Yankee. Let's try to wrap this up, and I'll give you
all right.
I'll give you 5 minutes.
I'll make this short and sweet.
Yes, sir. Let's
All right. This is Devin Lott, aka Mr. Yankee Boy, coming out with the 3 to see from Neighborhood Flick. Now, my 3 to see for this weekend, and I'm gonna start descending. Descending would mean this is going from the bottom to the top.
Right.
Now, my first one is Strange Harvest. Strange Harvest is a horror movie, but it's not your typical horror movie, because this horror movie is like a mockumentary based on found footage and deals with taking stuff from true crime as well as your typical slasher, but it has the occult. Now, this movie is graphic violence, adult content, and it's found footage. I highly suggest, if you're going to go see it with caution, because there is some stuff in there that is not too suitable for people over 17 and under 17. Proceed with caution.
Okay.
My second movie to see would be the new Disney sequel to one of my favorite movies, Freaky Friday. Freaky Friday brings back Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis doing what they do best, doing body twists. But now it gets changed, because you got Julia Butters and her new potential stepsister who came from England. And short story long, not only did their bodies get switched, but now the kids are the adults and the adults are the kids. So now they have to come back and find a common ground to try and make sure that Lindsay Lohan's character gets married to the new beau, which is a chef. I highly recommend it if you're a Freaky Friday fan. Very good movie, and it's got that Disney charm that I miss in certain Disney movies. But the movie of the week, and I've been waiting for this because this was my most anticipated movie of this year. Not only because it's one of the best horror movies, and it's a follow-up to Zach Cregger's beautiful sleeper hit Barbarian, but it's also one of the best movies, bar none, that I've seen this year as far as in horror. That is Weapons. Weapons is a movie about kids, 16 kids leave this class at 2:17 in the morning and they disappear without a trace. And it's up to it's up to the teacher, which is Julia Gardner, who just came off hot off of Fantastic Four fame, and Josh Brolin, to find out where the kids is. And you see these vignettes that leads up to of different people that happen at around the time of the same day that has to that leads up to what's happening in the sleepy side of a Pennsylvania town to try and find these children. Very good, and it's a slow burn. It is a slow burn movie, but when you get to like the third act, I like to say the third act starts with when you get to Andrew or Marcus. Those are the when you get to Marcus's part of the story. That's when the horror gets ramped up. So, Weapons from Zach Kreger. That's my movie to see. That was one of my highly anticipated movies of this year. And on top of that, it did not disappoint. It is rated R for violence content, some sexual content, and language. Highly recommend you see Weapons. Try to see it twice because there's certain things that might flood over your head the first time, but once you see it the second time, you'll get it just like that. And there is some submatter of strong images of strong grisly images that I highly recommend. If you're not into that, you can pass on by. But Weapons is my movie of the week, and that is my movie reviews for Neighborhood Flicks, and that's my 3 to see. Have a blessed weekend, and always live your life in the pictures.
All right.
Shout out to the movie
Thank
review.
you, Mr. Yankee.
Mr. Yankee holding it down with the movie review. If you guys like segments like that, you guys have your own ideas for segments like that, y'all let us know. Some of y'all be in the Discord. Pay attention when Alex be doing them announcements, because she be trying to tell y'all important stuff that's going on, and she be asking y'all important questions. So it don't hurt to check it, man. Anything else you want to say, my dear, before we bounce on up out of here?
Oh, no. Good discussion, good topics. It was cool. Thank y'all to everybody that showed up in the Twitch, that watched all the way through, or even stopped by for a little bit. Thank you to everybody that showed up in Flock, that came and participated, listened in, chatted it up in the chat, all that kind of stuff. We appreciate y'all. And yeah, like Kai said, there's gonna be it's gonna be some changes, coming versus like with content and just the Discord in general. We're trying to get everybody to engage a little bit more. Like, we got 400 almost 50, almost 80 members, 157 members, and we got minimum 20, 30 people active. So, we trying to get y'all out there, get y'all to get comfortable and, do stuff and add different things to Flock Talk so people want to engage more, stuff like that. So I will be posting, more information about that. It's going to be like a little application type process, just so I know who's doing what and what segment we're doing and all that. So you will have to come prepared when you want to, how Mr. Yankee always comes prepared with his movie reviews. It'll be the same thing, so that it's smooth, sweet, it's to the point, and we can transition into the next thing. And a lot of people that aren't used to social media and how it works overall, I'll be doing classes with y'all just so y'all get comfortable. Y'all learn the verbiage, what to say, what not to say, stuff like that. Because everything that we do is recorded live. So, and if so I'm not active, so I don't know how Discord works. If you don't know how Discord works, we can also, we have moderators that will help y'all. We'll also, if you send us a message like, hey, can you help me out with this, that, we'll help y'all. So we understand a lot of people don't know how Discord works. That's why most people aren't active in it. But you won't know until you try it. So if you kind of just got the app and you only participate during Flock Talks, you won't really know what's going on in the Discord, because you're not looking through the channel, see where everybody's talking and stuff like that.
All right. With that being said,
other than that, that is it.
Y'all be safe. Y'all have a great night. Treat people right, and we will be back with more streams and more content and some surprises for you guys as the week goes by. You guys be safe.
We will be doing movie night tomorrow. I'll host that. Just to throw that out there, because I know Demetrius brought it up last time. So we will be doing movie night tomorrow around 3 p.m. PST, and then Sunday we will be doing game night. So if y'all want to participate in that, then we won't know the movie yet. We're gonna do a poll to see. So if y'all want to throw suggestions in general chat, then I'll make a poll and we'll vote from there. And it don't have to be a movie. It could be a TV show. It could be a series. It could be whatever.
With that being said, we love y'all. Bye-bye.